Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Son of the Law podcast. Today is a special one, episode 31, and our 1-year anniversary of the show. I just want to start by saying thank you. Thank you to all my listeners, to every guest who's joined me, to my friends and family who've supported this crazy idea from day one. I'm having an absolute blast doing this, and I still can't believe what the show's become in just 1 year. And of course, a huge shout out to the folks who help keep this thing going, our show sponsors. Mark and Amanda Guy with Complete Auto Service in Richmond. Thank you. Thank you for believing in what we're doing and building here. Brandon and Stefan with Cutting Edge Landscapes in Lawson, Missouri. Man, I appreciate you. It is a privilege to partner with people who share the same values and mission of the show. Now, because we're celebrating, I've got some exciting news. We've got a merch store that's open. We've got premium Gildan soft style t-shirts in dark charcoal heather with the Soda logo, sizes small through XXL. And we've also got hats, Richardson 111, 112, and 168. The 111 is like a soft style trucker. 112 is like a classic trucker. And the 168 is my personal favorite. It's more of a flat brim style. And because we're in the season of giving, we got a promotional Christmas pricing going. $15 for the shirts, $20 for the hats. And every dollar of profit goes right back into the show so we can bring you even more, including a future video option. So thank you in advance for supporting that mission. But above all, I want to thank every single listener. You are the reason we do this. I am humbled and grateful that you would choose this podcast out of all the options out there. So please keep sharing it with your friends, your families, your communities. Make sure you're following the show, turning on notifications on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, or wherever you listen. We'll keep dropping new episodes every other Monday at 6 a.m. Central, so your commute to work or that never miss a Monday workout can be extra special. All right, enough celebration talk. Let's get after it. This is the Son of the Law podcast. Hey, everybody, welcome. This is the Son of the Law podcast. I'm your host, Jay Christopher. I have a wonderful, wonderful show planned today. Reason and Jacki Swafford are here. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hello. I am so glad to have you here. Your story goes before this show ever could in this community. Your experience the last 6 months, 5 months has been that everybody knows about it. But everybody doesn't know about it, which is one of those super exciting reasons to have you here. Just thank you for coming.
Sure.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to jump right in because we have a lot to talk about. First of all, for the folks who are listening, we don't really know one another that well. As we talked a little bit here before we started recording, you all, we knew you from the gym. You knew Krissa a long time ago. Mm-hmm. So, she kind of grew up.
From the kids in school.
Yeah, from the kids in school. But as I came to know you guys, it was time in the gym. Sammy was playing basketball, I think. Mm-hmm.
Right.
And Mariana was like a freshman or something. And Sammy was a junior or a senior. And, when you get to know, you can get to know a family in a unique way, right? Just because of the way you live. You guys had as many family members there as we did, supporting her and others. It was, it's great. And that just, your family kind of goes before you and precedes you like that. Mm-hmm. So I was just kind of knew you without really knowing you. Let's see. Also, your story, before we get into it, has been very, very encouraging to me. Reason I was talking with you on the phone the other night. I've observed, like I said, not knowing you guys very well, somehow or another, we were Facebook friends.
Yeah.
And I started seeing updates, and then there were prayer requests coming across at church, and then there were stories about kind of what happened, these anecdotal stories about what happened. And so I started paying attention, and then your updates on Facebook were just crazy. And I learned so much about you and the situation that you had gone through, your faith, the the way your life was rapidly changing, how you were navigating difficulty in these circumstances. And it's been so inspiring. So just thank you for being here. And thank you for coming and for all that we get to talk about today. Let's see. You were, just so our Sodalites understand, you were a childhood friend of Jesse Gillum. Yes?
That's correct.
And Jesse grew up famously 1 mile north of Rayville on Gillum Hill. So were you guys neighbors?
Yeah.
Is that right?
He lived at the top. I lived at the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah. So we ran those hills of the Rayville area. Jesse and I did. We know them like the back of our hands.
Yeah, I believe it.
Places we know of that people don't. So, he was. It was awesome. Yeah.
Very good.
Grew up with him.
And then you also had Show Me zip lines, right? There's many people who would know about that, but you're not doing that now.
No.
What happened there?
Well, of course, we started in 2014. I had this, I guess, dream of where we live. It's just hills and hollers where we live, and the cattle roam all over, and it's just a family farm. We've been there. The family's been there. The farm's been there since 1856. It's been in the Swafford name.
1856.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
And so it's just been generation after generation. So people, I had this vision of people ziplining over the hills and hollers and over the farm. There was nothing like that in this area for people to enjoy. So we laid the groundwork and put up the zipline park, and man, it really began to take off. We started in 2014, and by 2020, probably.
Well, it was because
right before COVID hit. We were really beginning to get off the ground, and things were going well.
Yeah,
and then COVID hit, and so we had to go to obey the 6 foot rule.
Yeah.
You know, the famous don't be closer than 6 foot to anybody.
Yeah. Bollocks.
You know, like germs knew how close you were to somebody. But anyway, we couldn't do that up on the platforms because we had people, you know, you went
too close.
You went in groups of 10 and you had some of these people that said, I'm not getting close to them and I'm not getting close to them. So we had to shut down during COVID, and that caused us to lose all of our employees. And so when it was time to fire things back up, we just couldn't rebound. We just could not. We couldn't just get back going again. So
it was amazing though.
It was a lot of fun.
Amazing. We met some amazing people.
Yeah, and that is a cool adventure. We did that on a cruise recently, and it's neat.
Oh, it's amazing. And our whole family, we worked together.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I mean, Riggs was, he's 13 now, and he was driving the Rangers to get it with Sunday, and they were, you know, and the older two girls would guide, and it was amazing.
That's awesome.
I hate losing it. It's so sad.
It's still there.
Yeah.
You know, it's still there. And maybe someday, if the Lord willing, we'll get it fired back up.
Very good. Well, that was one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, because I'm like, man, whatever happened to that? So,
Yeah.
Anyway, people would know Show Me zip lines, you know, so, you know, as you guys had that experience. Let's see. And then people have described you, Reason, as one of the hardest working men out there. Sun up to sundown type. And Jackie, you were described as a small stick of dynamite.
Oh.
That fits her.
I think it fits.
Well, we'll leave those comments there and let you guys talk a little bit about yourself. Can you maybe introduce yourselves, how you were born, raised, talk a little bit about your family, how people around here might know you?
You want me to go first?
You go ahead.
Okay.
Ladies first.
All right. Well, I was born in January of 1977. My parents still live in Richmond, still live in the same house. But as I was growing up, I have two older sisters, Pam and Debbie, and we lived in Richmond. And like I said, my parents still live there. You and I met after, it was my summer before my sophomore year.
It was the fall of 92, I think.
So yeah, I mean, we did a lot of family things growing up. I was kind of raised at home by myself because my sisters were so much older than me.
Okay.
So I was kind of an only child, probably a little spoiled, maybe.
You think?
Maybe a little spoiled. My mom was a teacher. My dad, he was a principal, but then he changed to an insurance man and did city council and things like that.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's where I grew up in Richmond. Went to school, graduated in 95.
Very good.
As far as I go, 1973 was when I arrived, and right there on the family farm. It's pretty
Actually
much
born on the farm?
No.
No. I was born in Richmond.
Okay.
Born in Richmond.
Okay.
But grew up right there on the farm. Like I said earlier, it's been in the family for a long time.
Yeah.
And grew up working with my dad when I got old enough. I have two older sisters, and grew up right there on the farm, just running those hills and playing around. And as I got older, got into farming and raising cattle. And I had a wonderful childhood growing up. And then I met her in the fall of 92. And we were married by 96. And that's about it, I guess.
Well, I'm not
good.
going to let you forget your football career, though. You played a lot of
Yeah.
football. A lot of these listeners will know that.
I did go to Lawson. We were right there at the Lawson-Richmond line.
Okay.
It's pretty close, but I was on the Lawson side. So I did spend 12 years at Lawson in school and graduated. That's kind of a miracle in itself. But anyway, yeah. Played football, played a few sports while I was there.
Yep.
So.
Very good. And then, so maybe tell us a little bit about your family. So you got some kids?
Do.
Yeah, we got 3 girls and a boy. And the reason we have 4 is we did not want 5. So, but our oldest one is married and has 2 little boys of her own, lives in Holt, Missouri.
Sydney.
Sydney is her name. We have Sammy. I have nicknames for all my kids, so it's hard for me to call them by their real names. But Sammy is the next oldest, and she's currently still living at home with us.
Awesome.
And then we have Sunday Joe, who is engaged to be married here real soon. And then we have Riggs. He's 13 years old, and he's a handful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
About something people wouldn't know about you or would be surprised to discover.
I like to color.
Really? Like those adult coloring
There
books?
it is. There it is. It's
That's
out
awesome.
now. It's out. That's the big secret. You can put me down next to a 5-year-old with a coloring book, and hey,
And you're going to town.
let me jump in there with you. And
That's awesome.
I enjoy it.
That's great.
Turn in my man card, I guess.
No, heck no. I like to do puzzles.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sitting there. I could sit there and puzzle for hours. It's just great. Sit there and then you kind of get locked in. And
Right.
It's great. How about you, Jackie?
I don't know. Several know this, but I do not like to cook.
No cooking.
Oh, I don't like to be in the kitchen. Clean up, put me outside.
No, she don't.
Yeah, I do not like to cook.
So who cooks at the house? You do it.
Listen, I
without-
kept the kids alive for so
Okay,
long.
there you go.
And then we moved to the farm, and my mother-in-law was like, "I'll cook some meals." And he loves to cook. He and Riggs love to cook.
Okay.
Sammy, though, is our savior with
Yeah.
that. She will cook our meals for us, and that's kind of how we trade things out with her.
Yeah.
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 That's awesome.
She's an awesome cook.
Told her I'll put a roof over your head, whatever you want, if you just stay here and cook meals for us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. All right. Well, we've gotten to know you a little bit from a, traditional way. Let's go rapid fire here. Got some questions for you.
Uh-oh.
These are fun.
Okay.
Okay. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Morning. Well, both, really. I don't mind either one, but morning.
Okay.
Night owl.
Night owl. Okay. I love how opposites attract. What is your go-to comfort food?
Tacos.
Tacos. Oh, boy. Complicated comfort food.
Yeah, I'm kind of a spaghetti
Oh.
person.
Okay.
Yeah.
What movie can you quote by heart?
Back to the Future.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about you, Jackie?
Oh gosh, mine's gonna be a Christmas movie, so I would say Polar Express or Elf or something. Yeah,
That's excellent. Who named you Reason?
I'm assuming my mom.
Okay.
It is a family name.
Okay.
My great granddad was named Reason,
All right.
so they went with that. They were trying to decide between his first name or his middle name.
All right.
would you like to share?
Yeah. What is?
I'm really. I got to now, right?
Yeah.
I'm really glad they went with his first name because his middle name was Lephistus.
Oh wow.
Nothing
Yeah,
against
so-
anyone who's named Lephistus.
No, but
However, it wasn't going to work for you.
That comes with a whole stereotype,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
You get beat up having a name like Lephistus, you know. So
his
they went
full
with
name
Reason.
was Lephistus Reason
Reason Lephistus
Reason
Swafford.
Lephistus Swafford.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay. What's your middle name?
Paul,
Okay.
Yeah.
pretty simple.
That's a little easier.
Yeah.
That was after one of my other grandpas.
Okay. Very good. This episode is brought to you by Complete Auto Service Center. I want to share something close to home. Literally. If you're anywhere near Richmond, Missouri, and your vehicle needs attention, there's a place that embodies trust and integrity. Complete Auto Service Center. I've known Mark and Amanda for years, and they make me feel like I'm part of their family. From oil changes to engine replacements, brakes to transmissions, they handle it all with professionalism and care. Their certified techs use quality parts, and they stand behind their work with a 36-month, 36,000-mile warranty. But it's more than just repairs. It's about peace of mind. It's about knowing that your vehicle is in the hands of people who value honesty and excellence. So, if you're seeking a reliable partner for your automotive needs, visit CompleteASC.com or stop by 718 Woolard Boulevard. Let them earn your trust, your business, and your friendship. Complete Auto Service Center. Complete maintenance, complete repairs, complete peace of mind. Sweet or salty snacks? Or savory?
Savory.
If he has a sweet, he has to have a salty with it.
Okay.
So.
How about you, Jackie?
Oh, just depends. I'm probably a salty.
Really?
Yeah.
I am all candy all the time.
Yeah.
Sweet all day long.
I'd probably rather, but I better not.
What is something that makes your day better instantly? Small thing.
Prayer.
Prayer. Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. That's gonna be it.
Well, favorite holiday?
Let's see. Will anybody guess this one?
Probably for both of us. We're probably going to have the same answer.
Yeah. We're going to say Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anybody that knows us knows that answer.
Yeah. So how do you celebrate, decorate? All the time? Is this 20? Is this 12 months a year?
It's really.
Well, it could be.
It could be, yeah. But I like
then
the excitement of being able to decorate.
Okay.
So I do take it down.
Yeah.
Maybe not everything, but October 1st I decorated for Christmas this year.
Really?
I did fall August 1st when we came home from the hospital. I'm like, you know what? We just need some decorations. After being in the hospital for 2-3 months, I was excited and I had the plan. I'm doing it October 1st. I don't care.
That's awesome.
And it just makes us, I don't know. I love my Christmas lights and love my Christmas stuff.
That's awesome. I also heard through some research before this that you all love Branson.
We do.
Yes.
Why Branson?
Gosh, I went down there first time I was 2 years old. My parents took us on a trip, and man, I don't know at 2 years old, but ever since then I've had a love for it.
Really?
I just love the area.
The
The people are so nice.
the shows and stuff, or Silver Dollar City, or like everything?
Everything. We got season passes to Silver Dollar City.
My parents give us that for Christmas.
her parents-
Thank you, Mom and Dad.
That's awesome.
And from going down there so many years now, we've become friends with some of the entertainers.
Oh, really?
Down there, like the Presley family.
Okay.
We're good friends with them, and
That's the Presley's Jubilee?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that right? Okay.
so
And the
they
hay goods.
they send us season passes every year.
Okay.
We can go see them anytime we want, and the hay goods.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, they're great people.
All right.
So I'm gonna put a plug in. If
Okay.
you ever get down there, Presley's or hay goods,
That's the one.
go give them. Yeah, go give them your. You'll have a good time.
Yeah. Are the hay goods the ones where everybody plays different instruments? Like
The family brothers and all the brothers and one sister.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
It is crazy.
It's amazing. They're amazing people.
Yeah.
when and we can talk about it later, but when I was in the hospital, they did some super stuff for me.
Really?
Both Presley's and Haygoods.
Yeah.
Did some really neat things for
Yeah,
me.
definitely want to come back to that.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Cutting Edge Landscapes. I've known Brandon Steffen, the owner of Cutting Edge Landscapes, for over 15 years. We've seen each other through a lot, climbed mountains together, served together, and when it came time to trust someone with my lawn, there was no question. I turned to Brandon and his team. Let me tell you, the difference after just one application was truly incredible. My yard went from weedy and full of dandelions to lush and vibrant. It was green, like really green. Also, I fought the bag system for years, never really seeing the results I wanted, but it has new life now, and that's all thanks to Cutting Edge. Cutting Edge isn't just about landscape projects either. They're about building relationships and treating your property like it's their own. Whether it's fertilization, aeration, or seasonal treatments, they tailor their services to what your lawn truly needs. With over 40 years in the business, Cutting Edge Landscape stands by their motto, "Your property is our passion." And after seeing the results firsthand, I can vouch for that. Visit callcuttingedge.com or 816-580-3343 to schedule your consultation. Your lawn will thank you. Do you have a favorite tractor brand?
International.
International.
That's right.
Okay. Well, there's...
Or Case IH now. It's not international anymore. It's
Okay.
Case
Just
IH.
all you have to do is say red.
Red. All the way, red.
All right. A beach or mountain?
I'm gonna have to say both. It just depends.
Yeah, that's tough. If you got to answer, I'm gonna say beach.
Okay. What song always puts you in a good mood?
A Christmas song. I'm sorry. I can't get over it.
Like Mariah Carey Christmas song?
No, the old Bing Crosby, Burl Ives.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
I would say there's lots of different things.
I know.
My kids they start listening to what's the guy where they all sing together. There's what is it?
Maybe we'll think of it.
I'll edit it out. But what is it? Those they do. There's like the five guys, or there's like
Pentatonics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
I was gonna say Jonas.
Oh,
Brothers,
no.
but
No, Pentatonics. Yeah.
I really don't know anybody.
Yeah,
I'm not in that kind of music.
They start listening to Pentatonics early.
Yeah. And you know that I Thank God song? I love I Thank God.
Okay.
That one can just really, but it's going to have to be Christmas songs.
I love it.
Yeah.
You got one? Is it a Beach Boys song?
I'm kind of an old country.
Okay.
Today's country is not country
It's not.
to me. It's there's no talent out there
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. I don't know about that. How do you feel about Chris Stapleton?
He's okay.
Okay. Okay.
He's okay.
He's okay.
We may have to edit that too.
I love a spicy comment. Let's mix it up.
I'm kind of Alabama.
Okay.
Conway Twitty.
Yeah.
I'm really talking back. That's what I was raised on. Mom would have 61 Country. We get up for school, whatever, and 61 Country was going on the radio.
Good.
But John Denver, Country Roads.
Okay.
Take Me Home.
That is a
Puts
classic.
me in kind of a good mood.
That is classic.
Yeah.
All right. What is the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, both either of you.
The best advice I ever received was to get a relationship with the Lord. Number one.
Who told you to do that?
Well, I was raised in a godly family to begin with.
Okay.
My great-grandparents, my great-grandpa was a very faithful man,
Mm-hmm.
and I never knew him, but hearing stories of him, he really inspired me.
Mm-hmm.
And so going to church and Christianity was something I was born into.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God.
Yeah.
But I what was I, 10 years old, and in our old church up there in Rayville, there was a pastor there named Bob Reasons.
Mm-hmm.
As funny as that may sound,
Yeah,
his
I was
last
gonna
name.
say.
His last name was my first name. But he set me down one time and told me that, gave me the gospel.
Yeah.
And that's something I took serious,
And it's stuck.
yeah, it's stuck. And I've always tried
Mm-hmm.
to live a life that would please my Lord and Savior.
Awesome.
Yeah. I haven't always succeeded, but It's
Few
tough.
do.
It's tough,
It's
man.
hard
You do.
job.
And the one that did succeed, they killed him.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Jackie?
I'd like to go off that, but to make it a little bit more interesting, I'll do something. But I remember my parents would just treat people the way you would want to be treated.
Yeah. Yep.
They were big on that.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about life before the accident. And we'll reveal the accident slowly to folks who don't know you. So let's talk a little bit about the comings and goings of the farm in May of 2025. Farming, truck driving. We talked about formerly, the other business. Like how did the farm run? You've talked about it for the 1800s here. So what's it like under the current management?
Well, right now my dad is still living and still there and considered the boss. Riggs calls him the boss man.
Boss man.
He's still under control of the operation.
Okay.
He and I work together a lot and, working cattle. And my nephew now does most of the row crop. Lane Maddox, if you're familiar with him. They do most of our row crop ground. And but we still operate cattle. We have several different farms that we have cattle on. And so we work together with that. Riggs is at the age now where when I'm at work, I drive a truck for Ray Carroll Fuels, 18-wheeler, and haul propane.
Okay.
Riggs
I
Riggs.
I didn't realize that. Mariana did do you know Mariana Bollinger?
I don't believe so.
Okay. She did an internship with Ray Carroll Fuels this summer. And,
Okay.
And
anyway.
he wasn't there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
That's my fault.
I wouldn't have been there. Where was I? Oh, so Riggs is now at the point where he is mowing hay, raking hay, helping my dad put hay up. Today they're out spreading manure on some of our ground.
Is he loving the farm lifestyle?
He loves it. That's all he talks about.
Awesome.
We've tried him in sports, and he doesn't really have any interest in that. He wants to be home on the farm doing something.
Yeah.
So is that what you're asking?
Absolutely. Yeah. Just how life moves around. I mean,
we
get
cut
up
a lot of wood.
Okay.
We cut and chop a lot of wood.
You wood burning in the house and the barns and everything?
That's a family affair.
Yeah,
normally.
it is. The whole family gets involved in that.
You do it all by hand, or do you have splitters and you do it all with big machines? And
we have splitters. It makes it a lot easier. We didn't have till 3 years ago.
2 or 3 years ago.
I split most of it by hand, but I'm not getting any younger, and now I certainly can't do it.
Sure. But
maybe
to describe you though, how tall are you? 6'5", 4?
6'1".
Well,
He seems taller. I know.
Physically,
I know.
I don't know. I feel like I looked up at you when you got out of the car. So.
6'1", 220.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mountain of a man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Love it.
See, I'm glad you said that because since the accident, he hasn't thought that's
No. I haven't.
Okay. Well,
But
you
the farm is just, it's fun.
Yeah.
Farm, it's sometimes a hard life, but it's a good life.
Yeah. And you've really done all of the farming things, right? I mean, you've homeschooled your kids there.
Yeah.
You got now time with grandkids, coming around. Your church lifestyle kind of right there too.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Just a mile away.
Yeah.
About a mile and a half.
Yeah.
Up to our church.
Yep.
That's where I've gone all my life so far. So family's been very, very important to us. We've tried to go and do with our kids while they were young because we knew they would grow up and it would just be us to it at some time. And that's turning out to play true.
Yeah.
So it's been very important that we go on vacations. We do trips. We took them out of school or took them away from ball games, whether a coach was upset or not or whatever.
Yeah. I grew up in a household where we were a lot like that too.
Yeah.
It was said regularly, I don't want to miss an education on account of school.
Sure.
Yeah. Like
right. That's good.
Have places you can go
like
and so that was always real good. But generational farming can have kind of a dark side too, right? There was a article I heard recently that talked about it was actually from 60 Minutes, and they gave the public a look into the stresses that farmers and ranchers can deal with every single day. You can see the episode and hear it from the farmer's mouth, but there's like a uphill climb, right? Just trying to make ends meet.
Absolutely,
you know,
absolutely. The input costs seem to go up every year, and you don't get as much in return. The farmers are just, their backs are against the wall. Really, it's just, I know everybody thinks, oh, they sell this big equipment, oh, these rich farmers, but it's not that.
Yeah,
it's they're trying to make a living. They're feeding this country.
Sure,
and we got to have them. And praise God for the farmers. They're the ones out there getting it done, putting in the hours at harvest time and springtime, putting in the crop. And like I said, the input cost and the cost of raising a cow anymore it's high. What it takes to buy the cow, and then it has a calf, and then you have to maintain that calf. So you got to give it the right medicines, and and if you lose it, that really gets into your pocketbook. So they're fighting all kinds of as far as cattle go, diseases and stuff like that they face expenses on, and everything they buy just obviously reduces their income.
So how have you navigated and managed that stress and pressure personally? You had shared with me before the episode that you had lost your grandfather
I did.
In a way. Are you comfortable talking me through that?
Sure. There was a time I wouldn't be.
What was that related to? The stress and pressures of the farm?
No.
Okay.
No, he didn't. He was not a farmer.
Okay.
He was retired.
I guess I had made a jump there then.
My dad's.
That's okay. Do you want to talk now or?
I'm happy. I'm happy to. I was under the impression, and again, this is just as we get to know one another. I was under the impression that the farming lifestyle and the pressure got to be too much.
Oh,
and that he took his life.
This is when he was younger.
I'll tell you the story on that. Once again, I was blessed to have, if that's okay.
Yeah, please. I mean, this is when people get to know you and your story.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
I was blessed to, again, be close to both sets of my grandparents. One of them lived on the same driveway as we did, and the other lived 2 miles up south, just in Rayville.
Really?
They lived in town.
Okay.
Yeah. But was always at the farm. They would always come down and was tinkering with something. My grandpa. And my grandma had died in 1985. I was pretty young. And in 1987, I grew up just a typical little kid running the farm and playing, and it was everything was great, going to school and stuff. And middle school, 1987, I was in the 7th grade at the old Central building. I don't know if you're familiar with that or not.
Yeah. I talked with Ed Duncan about it.
Yeah.
Did you go down the slide?
I got to go. That's the best part of fire drills was we was on that top floor and you got to go down that slide.
Right.
But anyway, 1987, Easter morning, kind of sent my life into a tailspin as a young man. Just coming into his self, my grandpa, my mom's dad, we moved him to a house that was on one of the farms we owned, just so we could keep a closer eye on him. We was in and out of there all the time. So he agreed, moved from Rayville down to the farm and lived in this house. And he had battled cancer for quite a while. And it got to be too much for him. And he took his life Easter morning. We got home from church, went to Easter services and stuff. My oldest sister and I were instructed to go check on Grandpa, make sure he took his medicine, and got up and ate, that kind of thing. My mom was busy with Easter fixings, you know. My other sister had gone with her boyfriend, now her husband, family to another event, his event. So we said, okay, we'll run food up there and check on Grandpa. And Grandpa and I were buddies. I had one grandpa that taught me all about farming and cattle and just a lot of my work ethic between he and my dad. All about duct tape and baling wire. Okay.
Duct tape and baling wire.
Yeah. You swing the pendulum over this side. I had a grandpa that taught me how to play.
Yeah.
He taught me how to enjoy life, and would get out and play with us. He'd get out in the yard and throw the football with me. He's the one that gave me my love for football. He was sorry if I kind of break down a little bit. He was a special guy to me. And Easter morning, we walked in, and he was in bed, and he had taken a rifle, put it in his mouth, and pulled the trigger. And that's tough. That's tough to see somebody that's that close to you do that. And it just floored me. Thank God my oldest sister was there, because she drugged me out of the room.
Sure.
And we got, we had to call mom and dad and everybody, of course. And so being at that age, I'm in middle school, and you're looking for your place at school. You want to be in with the guys. And I don't know that to this day how many of my classmates really know this story. It's something I kept hid. Because at that age, you start talking about, I was having nightmares all the time.
Sure.
I slept with my oldest sister, as weird as that may sound.
No, it's comfort.
For comfort.
Yeah.
And her and I today have such a special bond over this deal. And I look to her as my protector. And so I didn't want her out of my sight for a long time. And so you go to talking that stuff at school with all your buddies, and I sleep with my sister, and I'm having nightmares, and I see visions, and I see ghosts, and I see this, and it's just driving me crazy. And, it makes a mark on you. People begin to, hey, that guy's kind of weird. He's not in our group. I'm talking middle school.
Sure.
When you're trying
kids
to stake your claim.
Yes,
kids are mean for a lot worse reasons, or a lot less reasons than that. Not worse.
I wanted to avoid that.
Yeah.
I wanted to avoid that. So I began, that's when I began to bottle stuff up and just keep it hid, even from my parents. Oh no, I'm, because everybody'd come up, you doing okay? They're very loving. You doing all right? You doing okay? Yeah. Oh yeah, great. It didn't bother me none. Mr. Tough Guy.
Yeah. And
I'm screaming inside. And this went on for years, going through school. As I got older, I put up with it in high school. Still not talk. Like I said, I don't know today. I don't know that any of my classmates knew that I was struggling with that. I just didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't know that any of my teachers or principals, Mr. Petty and everybody like that didn't. I don't think they knew about it. I really don't. If they did, I just didn't know. But anyway, I got out of school. And I met her, and still, again, I start this hide and seek thing. I told her a little bit about it during our dating year, and then when we got married, I was busted because now I have somebody in the other side of the bed that begins to witness my nightmare. And how really ugly it was, and the screaming, and it was awful. It just really was awful. The visions I saw, and trying to push her away. She's trying to shake me and get me to wake up. Absolutely. And at first, like I said, I really wasn't honest with her, and she didn't know what was going on. She had no clue. And it caused some problems as we went along, because I didn't want anybody to know. And I would plead with her, please, I'm gonna have to tell your mom. We gotta get your mom and dad involved. We gotta get our pastor and all, you got to have help. No, I don't. I don't need help. I'll do it myself. I promise. I'll promise. It's all over. And, but it wasn't. It wasn't all over. Spiritual warfare is real, very real. Satan is real. And, he is ugly. He's mean. He's cutthroat. He don't care. So time went on, and I was still struggling. Now our kids are here, and we had a gentleman that lived with us for a while. His name was Monty, and he was in our house for quite some time. Not all the time. It was a person I seen, but nobody else.
Oh, okay.
So much.
Yeah. Not an actual being.
Yeah, he was not an actual being, but he would show up at our house, but only I could see or hear him. And he would torment me. Really bad. And I remember one night, the kids, we had put, what did we just have, 2 at that time? And she had put them to bed, and we were laying there watching TV, and Monty, who was over in the windowsill, sitting on like a windowsill.
Yeah, can you describe Monty for us?
Oh,
maybe
he was,
like, is this a person or is it an entity?
If he walked through that door,
saw.
I would know who he was.
Okay.
Exactly. He was a well-groomed man, middle-aged. He had a tight beard, which I mean shaved down tight, wasn't all scraggly, and full beard, goatee and all.
Big man?
He was very tall, slender, and hair slicked back, black hair that was just slicked back like with grease.
Interesting.
Wore these just glasses, regular eyeglasses, and he would show up in these dress clothes. He dressed really sharp. Like with the suit and vest, and he'd always have these black and white checkered shoes on. I mean, he really looked sharp. And like I said, if he walked through that door right now, I'd know who he was.
Yeah.
And so he would show up at the house in different rooms, different times. He wasn't there constantly, but there were times he'd show up several times and begin to just talk with me and torment me. And one night he sat in the windowsill, and I was laying on the couch, and I knew he was there. I could see him, but she couldn't, and that's what caused all the little spit spats. And he was, this is when it really got bad. He'd sit in the windowsill, and he would say, just go upstairs and get your rifle and end it, just like your grandpa did. Just like I got your grandpa to do. Why don't you be like your grandpa? Said I talked him into it. Why don't you go upstairs? Just go upstairs and over, and he wouldn't quit. Just go upstairs. Your kids aren't going to care. They're not going to miss you, and you would be a burden off your wife. You wouldn't be putting up with this mess. Just end it. Just go up there and end it. Over and over. And I just got so mad, and I ended up taking the pillow out from behind my head, threw it across the room, knocked the curtains down, knocked the little sun visor things down off the window.
And she's like, what?
She had no idea what was going on. And I screamed, shut up. I told him to shut up. And she sat up and said, what is wrong? What is wrong with you? And I said, don't you see him? Have you not heard him at all? Nothing? No, I haven't. I haven't heard anything. And, it just infuriated me. And I had, it really, my temper got out of hand. These fits of rage, I would have fits of rage. Never against her, never struck her, never hurt the kids. It was just, I was mad and
just bottled up. Maybe
a punch in the wall or something like that. As embarrassing as that may sound, or be, to me, it is. So at that point, I had wore out my, I'll get it. I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. She said, no. And
I had all of this time, I had to be in hiding mode for everything. Everything was always good with Reason and Jacki. I had to hide from his parents, my parents, our kids, even though it was in the house.
So you were hiding meant just silence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just nobody needed to know.
Yeah.
But then it got to be too much for just Jacki.
And were you ever physically afraid? Like, I mean, this is going left turn. Like, I didn't even plan on talking about all this, but this is wonderful. Like, it's wonderful. Like, I'm glad we're glad we're talking about it. Please.
Well, I never was scared of him.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I could handle whatever he gave me. I wasn't as strong in my faith then. I knew God.
She was a new Christian.
I had accepted Christ.
Sure.
Went to church all my life. Growing up, we always were in church and things, but I truly didn't understand what having a relationship with Jesus Christ meant until later, closer to when we got married. There's a difference between knowing Christ and having an actual relationship with him.
Yeah.
But even then, when all of this was happened, I was very confused because I'm like, how can we know Jesus and this stuff still happen? Well, it's because Satan is alive and well and working on all of us. It's just knowing and then knowing that Christ is there also, but it was, it got to be a lot for me.
At that point, yeah, it was a lot. And at that point, she said, enough. You're not capable of doing this on your own. You need help. You need help. And so I broke. I said, you're right. I got to have help, Jacki. I'm tired of this. And so called my parents, first of all, and my pastor. I don't think at the same time. I mean, they didn't come to the house at the same time.
No, I reached out to our pastor first, even before he knew.
Yeah. But that night this happened, I think it was that night, we called my parent. You guys got to get up here. Excuse me. And told him what was going on. And of course, he's very understanding. They knew what I had been through.
Sure.
They lived it too. And so my dad prayed over the house. He just began to pray. Just prayed over that house, and he prayed Satan away. And we don't want you in the house at all. Just leave this alone. And that was it. Monty never showed back up in the house. Never. Mm-mm. He never showed back up in the house.
Okay. So
now things began to happen outside with Monty that she couldn't hear. We thought we had it whipped.
Yeah.
Cool. This is awesome. Praise God.
Things were good for a while.
And so one night, again, we was there watching TV, and all of a sudden it sounded like Metallica opened up a concert outside my front door.
This is only you can hear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just awful head banging racket.
Yeah.
And I got up again and I said, what is that? I went to the door and they're just, I don't know, these things, these demons, and Monty's sitting on this stool. And these I can't describe them, just hideous things were just banging pots and pans. And I screamed, I said, don't you hear that? And she starts crying again, because she knew, oh, here we go. She thought,
here we go again.
Here we go again.
And the girls were Sydney and Sammy were up at this time.
At this time, the kids were up, and the two we had, and witnessed this. So here I go again into another anger problem. And that happened. And it happened on different occasions, the outdoor crap going on. Voices in my head. No one in the house at night, but now all of a sudden I'm hearing whispers, voices, evil voices. And there were times that we were pregnant with and my grandpa, it was my grandpa's voice that had taken his life. and he was coming upstairs. Our bedroom was upstairs, and I could hear him. I'm coming after that baby. I'm gonna get that baby. You know, I'm gonna take that baby with me. And I woke up, or I came to anyway, on top of her, hovering over her belly. She was getting close to having the baby, you know, and I'm over her belly screaming, and again, she's wondering what's going on, you know.
Terrified.
It was awful.
Yeah.
It was just
Terrified.
awful.
Terrified,
lot of
trying to be
terrifying
protected
moments.
from the dream, from the
So now
vision.
our pastor's involved now at this point, giving me books and stuff to read.
Mm-hmm.
And now we moved to the farm. We lived up on one of our other farms on top of the hill.
Okay.
And my dream was always to, when my grandparents passed, my dad's parents, I always wanted to live on the farm where they lived. And so that dream came true. I got an opportunity to move down there with Dad's permission.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
About the same time the zip line happened.
Yeah,
That all
okay.
kind of
Yeah,
happened
it
at
all
once. This
happened
was
at the
years
same
later.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had 4 kids by now. We have lived with this on and off. I mean, even before that, to go back a little bit, I began to watch him and write down everything we watched.
Yeah.
I wrote down everything. And with our Pastor Mark was really big in helping me, instrumental in dealing with this. And we're going to, because if I just needed it to happen, because I did not know what was going to happen with our marriage.
Yeah.
And that's not what we signed up for.
Right.
We signed up for forever, you know, and this had happened and I didn't know about it, you know. So I began to watch and research, and it would make him mad that I was just watching him, you know, but I wanted to know everything he ate, what he watched, trying to protect. I'm become the protector.
Yeah. Yeah.
I become, and there were some things even with family that I was trying to take over him. Well, they didn't know what I was trying to do. You know, they didn't understand his, you know, some family were just like, you're trying
Jacki,
to control
lighten
it.
up.
I know. Yes, that's exactly right. And it was, and I became the bad person sometimes. And it's just like, if you guys only knew what was happening. But then later we moved to the camper. We lived in a 5th-wheel trailer for 5 years with 4 kids.
My gosh.
I had demolished my grandparents' house. It was an old 2-story farmhouse.
Let's go with intentional, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Not because you were angry.
No,
but
yes, right.
Intentionally.
Yes.
And I had asked my dad about doing that. We had some people look at the old building and was going to just redo it.
Mm-hmm.
And every one of them said, no, you can. Money, with the right amount of money, you can do anything.
Yeah.
But it was going to be an ungodly
amount of money to do
amount
it.
of money and a lot of hard work and stuff. So they all told me, said the best thing to do is tear the building down, take some pictures, tear it down, and start a new chapter.
All right.
So that's what we did.
Yep.
We Dad said it just will come down and we'll build another building. So that's what we did, and we were living in the camper. As you know, I had leveled the pad, and we were waiting for things to get started, people to show up, put our new building. We live in a metal house, a house or whatever.
Barn dominium.
A barn dominium, that's right.
Yes. and he and his dad, and some help with friends and family, they cut down the trees, made the logs. They, what do you call it? Milled the lumber, and that's what was used for the inside of our house.
Oh, wow.
So it took a long time.
Sure.
You know?
We had the building, the shell, put up by a barn person. And then after that, I took over on the inside, and I milled all my own lumber, my framing lumber, my interior or the exterior lumber inside the house. You know, it's all out of oak, rough.
How about that?
She wanted the rustic look.
Yeah.
And so that's what
That's
got.
what we got.
And
I'll bet your Christmas decorations look awesome in there.
I love them.
They look really neat. They look really neat.
It's like Silver Dollar City.
Yeah.
We cut and milled off the farm all this lumber, and so it took time for it to dry down.
Sure.
We banded it, stuck it in every barn we had. You know, wherever we could stick lumber, we stuck it. And we were living in a camper with a family of 6 at this time. fifth wheel camper while this lumber dried, while we were waiting for the building to be put up. And so, yeah, it was tight, but we learned so much in that building.
When we look back now, it was God's design. We had to go through that. He had to scrunch us, he had to scrunch us together to where we were so close. Because in the house that we lived in, we could. Him be in one room and I could be in the other. We didn't have to face those things that we needed to talk about and deal with. The camper, you can't do that.
No.
And that camper was tough. That was going to make or break our marriage.
Wow.
And nobody knew this. And we made it. And now we're showing God off and we are sharing the word of God with this accident. But the camper, we had to go there to get to where we are now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it got pretty rough at the camper. And, but it was also needed. Like she said, that closeness and that it forced us to
deal with
the
issues,
the deep, really get in the weeds of things. And one night, she began to, just as she said, study me, but she also began to study the Bible. I mean, she got into the Bible and God's word and dealing with spiritual warfare. And so at this time, she was really, really deep into things with me. And she had to make a lot of the decisions. I wasn't capable. I just wasn't in the mind. My brain I was just kind of
confused.
Crazy.
You were confused. You weren't crazy. You were confused.
Okay, confused. That's a better word. Confused. And one night, a dream came to me. And it was my grandpa that had passed away. And I was in this big warehouse. And there was just a few little light bulbs lit up. It was a very dim lit, humongous warehouse, empty warehouse. And maybe, I think there was a couple of ceiling fans turning real slow. And all of a sudden I hear this whistle coming out of the darkness. And my grandpa had this little, it really wasn't a whistle, but he had this little tune he would do all the time. And I recognized it. And sure enough, here he come out of the darkness. And I wanted so bad to embrace him as he walked up to me. But found out real quick, I was frozen to the ground, paralyzed. I couldn't move. I couldn't grab him. But as he walked toward me and stood face to face with me, he was beautiful. He was almost transparent looking. Just so
perfect.
So perfect. And I'll never forget it. And he said, I came here to tell you that this is over. It's over. I want you to know that I'm okay. And I'm doing fine. And you're going to go on with your life. And Satan's done. And he turned around and he began to walk back into the shadow. Again, I'm paralyzed. I wanted so bad to grab that man and just hug him. And he went to this door in the corner of that warehouse. He turned around, he gave me a wink. And when he opened that door, the light that came through that door was just beautiful. So bright and brilliant. Words can't describe it. And when he opened that door, I immediately was unlocked. And I took off for this door. This is all in a dream.
Yeah.
And I took off for this door. And when I got to the door, it slammed with a powerful shut. I got to the door. Of course, everything went black again. I got to the door. There's no handle. I'm trying to find where he opened it. How come I can't? Because I was going after him. And I could not find a handle to that door. And I remember looking up and hearing this squeaky old ceiling fan in that warehouse, and woke up in the camper to something similar to that sound. I don't know what it was. Furnace kicked on, or it was in the cold. And that was the end of the beginning, as that song talks about.
Wow.
As far as our life goes.
That chapter.
You know, that chapter in our life. And she went face to face with the devil on my behalf. And she had every right to throw her hands in there a long time ago. Throw her hands up in there and say, I quit. I didn't sign up for this. You're nuts. You've got serious problems. And she stuck with me, and you know, her and God, her and the Lord. And she went toe to toe with the devil. I mean, face to face with him, and beat him. She wasn't going to give up. And so that ended. That all ended. Now, I'm not going to say I don't have a few nightmares, or we know now how to handle them. If I have one, we just grab hands and we go to praying.
Amen.
We just go to praying. And Monty's gone.
Yeah.
I don't really see anything like that anymore. I mean, it's just been amazing, the turnaround and a strong marriage. I mean, we are stronger now. Well, we were really strong then, but and then this second accident happened, you know. But that first one was a doozy, and we thought, well, wow, we're all that was our challenge in our marriage life.
Yeah, it's all gonna be better
all
from here.
uphill from here.
It's all downhill, buddy.
Boy.
It's gonna be great. And
then God says, wait.
and this one happened. So
yeah, so let's transition there. First of all, thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
Like, I mean, I said we got into that. I thought I was asking about the grandpa that was on the farming side.
No.
And clearly I had that
It's okay.
misunderstood.
That's okay.
But what a beautiful story. We'll just leave that there. But absolutely amazing. So that
I'd like to include one thing.
Yes, please.
By that time, my grandpa, he really wasn't a believer. My grandma was, but she just couldn't convince him that he needed the Lord in his life, a relationship. But by this time, he had accepted Christ before he took his life, several years before he took his life. So I know where he's at, without a doubt.
Yeah, that's that's probably a conversation for another day about, suicide and some of those some of those.
And
other
is the
things,
Lord happy with that? And right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot there.
Yeah. Right.
Sure.
One thing that I think is clear is that your faith in action is inspiring to many. And maybe how you were prepared in that first situation for the second situation is on display here too. But I kind of define things as I feel like I've seen a miracle watching your guys' story. And just as a working definition of a miracle is when you walk away from something and you think only God can do that. That is how I believe I have witnessed a miracle. You happen to not hit the car, you happen to drive by the deer, you happen to whatever, you're thanking God after a near miss of some kind. You say, only God can do that. That's a miracle. The baby being born that you have never seen, something so precious. That's a miracle. Only God can do that. So what I've observed in your all's situation here this last few months has been nothing short of a miracle, because I don't think you can come through what you've come through praising the way that you have without that sort of miraculous faith. And shared this a little bit with you on the phone, Reason. I got to watch, had the privilege of watching my mother-in-law suffer with a brain cancer called a glioblastoma. And she passed after about a 15-month fight. And the entire time she was praising the Lord
Amen.
in the entire effort. And as terrible as it was one of the most beautiful fights I've ever seen in my life. And, you walk away from something like that thinking like only God can do something like that.
That's right.
Yeah. Amen.
Only God.
And so here we are on the faith in your action is really unique because you're in the hospital, you're doing some of these things, Facebook going nuts, prayer requests, updates laced with hymn verses, scriptures, encouraging songs, talking about embarrassing details from your recovery,
Yes.
right? I
Right,
mean,
right.
and that other people might struggle sharing, right? But hey, we're past the point
That's
of being
right.
embarrassed here. Like we've got
That's right.
to work.
We're in real life.
Yeah. And just the hope that was on display. I mean, it was really an amazing journey that you've been on. I've tried to summarize it here, and I can read that, or if you'd like to maybe tell us what happened. I maybe we can do a little bit of both. You tell me how you think we ought to approach this, but maybe I'll read a little bit and then you tell me what I got right or wrong, and maybe you add some color to it. Does that work?
That works.
Okay, so here's what I've got, and this is what really inspired kind of connecting with you all today. Reason and his father were using a tractor to help a neighbor move a shed. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Your father was operating the tractor, and at some point in the process, the shed slipped off the tractor and pinned you to the ground.
Yes.
Yes? You were in great pain. You were bleeding from a major artery, and a tourniquet fashioned from a belt was applied to save your life. You were flown to Truman Medical Center, and the ER trauma department tried to save your life. The bone in your upper leg was completely crushed, and the main artery in your leg was completely severed.
Correct.
Doctors estimated injuries like these have about a 2% chance of survivability, and you were given many units of blood. Fair?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You were in critical condition, the intensive care unit for a week, in and out of consciousness. You had surgery after surgery to repair a vein, and it was presumed always that you would lose the leg because of the loss of blood flow for so long. Reason was in the hospital and unable to go home for 57 days.
That is correct.
You had open wounds, wound vacs, regular surgery to remove dead tissue from lack of blood flow. Given the opportunity to delay making a decision about leg amputation, a possibility, your recovery began as circulation started to return to the leg. I have Reason continues to have extremely limited mobility. He spent weeks at home in a chair before developing the ability to hobble. Now he's able to get around using a cane. Reason and Jacki are now feeling optimistic about keeping the leg.
That's
questionable.
That's
still, yeah.
that part's questionable.
Okay.
I will keep the upper leg.
Okay.
Yeah. The lower leg is what's in question.
Okay. It's important to note that Reason is not an office worker. He is a farmer and commercial equipment operator, so these limitations are devastating to his way of life. While this interview should focus on the accident, your medical treatment and recovery, it should also focus on your faith and support. So you've had a lot of that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Overwhelming.
It's unbelievable. People are unbelievable.
And then during the entire process, you've been covered in love, prayer, support by your church, friends, community. Jacki, you took to social media to deliver regular updates. She sang songs, shared scriptures, and demonstrated your faith along with the details of this journey. Community made t-shirts, brought food, and shared much fellowship during this difficult time. So while the journey is far from over, whole experience has demonstrated that God does in fact have a reason for reason.
Mm-hmm.
All correct.
So
you want me to
I
go back over some of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the people who, and again, this is where I would like for you to just, in your own words, summarize what maybe the community only partially knows.
Yeah.
You know, you were there. I mean, it's your story.
Yeah.
But we've heard everything from Reason's dead on arrival to a barn landed on him to, you know, he
Forks punctured his leg. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like there's so many different things people have said but you're here now. Like, please help us understand what's going on with your story.
Okay. So
I guess that day, right? That's Sunday, June 1st.
June 1st, just as that day in 1987, Easter Sunday, sent my life into a tailspin. Here comes June 1st, 2025. And it sent my life into yet another tailspin.
Yeah.
Our neighbor had been asking me for some time to move this utility shed for him.
What is a utility shed?
Just a building that you store picks and axes and shovels, and as far as our utility shed goes, it's full of fencing supplies and salt and mineral and all this good stuff.
You can't just move it though, right?
No.
You got to. Okay.
It needs either to be delivered. I'm sure it was delivered on maybe one of those trucks that slide it off and they pull out from underneath it.
Okay. So this is like, what are the dimensions of it? Just so that people can maybe get a 12 by 20?
Probably a 12 by 15 anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. A pretty good size shed.
Heck yeah.
Fairly tall, if I remember correctly. And he'd been on me to help him move this to a different location. So I said, yeah, I'll be glad to come help you. Just let me know when. He said, I'll get it cleaned out and I'll let you know when I'm ready. So several weeks went by and he finally touched base with me and said, I got it ready to move whenever you're ready. So June 1st, Sunday afternoon, we had just began preparing our pool for the summer season.
Just the little above ground pool. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just a small above ground pool. We began to pump it out. Mm-hmm. We just start all over. So I had the pump going and I got her set up to pump water. And I said, Jeff called, he's ready to move the building and I'll be right back. Dad and I are going to run out there and move this building for him. And so we did. Dad, he grabbed the tractor and forks and I grabbed the little buggy and off we took. You know, I drove out. Dad met us out there, put our heads together with Jeff, see how the best way to handle this situation. And we got the straps out, you know, and strapped it all on the forks. Dad worked under the building there, got it strapped on. And here we go. You know, we picked it up and began to move down the driveway, was headed for the other location. And all of a sudden, I remember hearing something snap. And I believe it was Jeff hollered, here it comes. It's going to fall. He said, here it comes. Watch out. Here it comes. And so it fell off the forks and began to fall right at us. The roof line and all this was coming. So we began to scatter, you know. And if I remember right, Jeff and I kind of got tangled up while we were running, you know, trying to get out of the way. And he fell down in a way that would allow him to roll on out of the way. I fell on my back. And this building now coming at me, I began to backpedal fast as I could, and wasn't fast enough. And the roof line, it's a metal roof, it's got tin on the roof, and it caught me up here in the upper thigh of my left leg. I was able to get my right leg plumb out of the way.
So it rolled off of the forks.
Yes.
I was under the impression it slid off the forks.
No, it was up in the air, and it rolled off the forks.
Okay.
Coming at us.
Okay.
And the roof line caught me. This metal roof, this tin roof.
Yeah.
Like a guillotine caught me across the leg.
Yeah.
My left leg.
You're gesturing to your upper part of your thigh.
Yes.
Okay.
Thigh.
Yeah.
And immediately just busted my femur.
Yeah.
It sounded like a shotgun went off. And
did you feel the pain?
I did.
Okay.
The most excruciating pain I ever felt in my life.
Mm.
And I had a football injury in high school, and I thought that was bad. This had that was nothing compared to this.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just beginning to tear through my skin even more, on my pant leg
Mm-hmm.
here. And so, of course, I'm screaming in pain. And trying to, I don't know why, but I'm laying under this building. I can just reach up, put my hands on the building itself,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm thinking I'm going to push this building off of me.
Yeah.
And I couldn't move it.
Yeah.
And of course, my dad jumped out of the tractor, and he come around there, and it was really bad. And I'm screaming, "Dad, you got to help me! You got to help me!"
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Help's coming! Help's coming!"
Mm-hmm.
Jeff's wife, Vicky, had run into the house. She called immediately. She knew it was bad,
Mm-hmm.
and she immediately asked for Lifeline. Said,
Mm-hmm.
"We're going to have Lifeline. Just trust me. Send
Yeah.
Lifeline." So they did. They called Lifeline, got it on its way. And Dad had called. Did he call you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he called Jackie and said, "You got to get out here. Reason's hurt."
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Is it bad?" And Dad said, "Yes, it is." So, and she could hear me in the background, right?
Mm-hmm.
Screaming. And of course,
And
Dad,
by this time, they had your dad got back in the tractor and gotten the house, the barn back off of it.
So they moved it while it was on.
They had
you.
to pull him out.
yeah, he got back in the tractor and had to get repositioned to lift the building up enough for me to be drug out.
Oh my.
Yeah. And so when that happened, just below my pant pocket, when they moved me, and I'm not
Without being gory.
I'm not exaggerating, yeah, but when they moved me, a stream of blood comes shooting up 3 or 4 inches out of my
Mm-hmm.
pant, just below my pant pocket,
Yeah.
of probably as big as my little finger.
Yeah.
Just a stream of blood.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew I was in trouble.
Yeah.
And they did too.
Yeah.
And I looked down and saw that, and
It's amazing that you weren't
Passed
you
out.
you
yeah.
weren't even you were conscious for
Yes.
this.
Mhm.
Like
and things were beginning to get a little foggy.
Mhm.
I was getting a little weak, and but I remember Cree, and a lot of people may know Cree.
this is your neighbor?
Mm-hmm.
He is my neighbor's
Son-in-law.
All right.
and we had just met. I just met him there when we got there to move the building, and he hollered at Jeff and said, "I need your belt," because he seen what was happening, and he's the one that made the tourniquet with the belt, and
Potentially saved your life.
if you know Cree works out at the golf course here at Lawson,
Okay.
with all the carts and stuff,
Mhm.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
And the first day I met him was the day he saved my life.
Wow.
Well, I know God used him
Sure.
to save my life. Had he not been aware and that active to do that, I probably wouldn't be here to put that tourniquet on me.
Mm.
By this time, she's there, and she comes running down, and she grabs my thumbs. I'm still laying on the ground like this. She grabs my thumbs, and I said, "Jackie, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to pull through this.
Mm-hmm.
This is it." And she said, "You are going to make it. You are going to make it through this." And I said, things are getting dim.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could hear the sirens coming in the distance. And I said, Jackie, I'm afraid this is going to be the last time I see you for a while, you know, things like that. She said, you are not giving up. And you stay with me. You stay with me. And I'd close my eyes and she'd say, you open your eyes right now, you know. So there came a point where as the paramedics arrived, Jackie had to step out of the way and let them do their job. So they began to work with me, and I really couldn't tell you. I knew they were there. I could hear them, and all I could see was this silhouettes of them, these dark silhouettes.
Yeah.
Because this is where it gets really cool, kind of. A light behind every one of those paramedics, the light behind them was just unbelievably bright. There was just this soft, but so bright and so warm of light coming from behind these gentlemen that were working with me.
Reminiscent of the light behind the door.
You got it. You got it.
That's what he said. Yeah.
And it's unbelievable. And I began to feel just somewhat a peace come over me. And they're talking and they're throwing me all over the place. Mr. Swafford this, Mr. Swafford that. And they got me tied to a board to get ready to go on to the gurney. And this light, and all of a sudden, in my left ear, I hear this voice, this soft but so powerful voice in my left ear. And it was the loudest whisper I'd ever heard. It says, don't quit. And they're still moving me and got me up on the gurney. And Life Flight had just landed. I could hear the chopper coming, and I knew it was there. And still this bright light is just behind everybody. And on the way to the chopper, once again, this thunderous whisper in my left ear, don't quit. They loaded me on that chopper. Of course, now the chopper crew takes over. And still, the bright light behind each and every one of these people on this chopper. It's just incredible, beautiful, radiant light coming. And once again, I hear, don't quit. And that voice kept me going. And I believe at that time, of course, I was bleeding out. And they say you got 2 minutes when that femur, it ripped my femoral artery in two. And they claim that when that happens, you got like 2 minutes before you bleed out. So having that tourniquet on had slowed that process down. And the voice kept me going, you know, and after that, things began to get just a little blurry. I remember taking off. I didn't even get to say goodbye to you or.
No, and I was going to add though, whenever God has been so faithful through all of this, and I look when we talk, we think of some different things that happened. And somebody was talking about, I think it was his mom by the time, because people began to come, family. Sammy got there. His mom and dad, some of our close friends
from all over
to the community, to the site. Yeah.
Okay.
To the site. I mean, word got around. We were getting ready for Bible school that week. So most all of our friends and family were just 2 miles away at the church.
Yeah.
That was a good thing because the preacher was there. Everybody was there. So everybody got to us quickly. I remember running to him. I didn't know how bad it was. And God, I believe, shielded me from how bad it was. I saw the wonky leg. I saw, oh my gosh, we have a terrible broken leg.
Yeah, people break legs all the time.
Yeah, and I know that Cree was there just because I know somebody was there. Could not tell you what he looked like. I mean, we were sitting pretty close, had to have. He never moved. He never said a word. He was there saving my husband's life. I never saw blood. None. I saw none. I did not know. God was shielding me because I probably would have reacted differently, a little bit more panic. And I was able to keep him calm by me not being so crazy, you know? And it wasn't until they picked him up that it dawned on me what we were dealing with.
Yeah.
So,
and just shock.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So they ambulance. We were at the back of the house on a hill, kind of at the bottom of a hill. And the ambulance loaded him up and they had to drive to the front of the house where one of our farm roads are so the life flight could land. And so they took him on that little trip, just about 60-second trip, and waited, but it took him forever to get him stable. Once he got into that ambulance, they started coming out with him when life flight landed, and they pushed him back in, and he wasn't stable. And so,
were you awake for this at that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're still with us.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I couldn't make anybody out. This is when I'm hearing that voice.
Okay.
Ever calming voice that kept me going. And I do remember one time they tried to put the oxygen thing on me, and I didn't want it on me. I felt like I was getting more oxygen without it, but I remember swatting it away, their hand or whatever, and I didn't want it. But they finally ended up, I think, tying my hands down so I couldn't grab anything, and put the oxygen thing on me. And next thing I know, we're taking off. I'm on the helicopter, and once again, like I said, I heard that voice, and I remember him strapping me in and locking me down. I don't remember what the crew looked like at all. I would one day want to go see him now and thank him personally, and the ambulance crew too. I just haven't had the opportunity. So we take off. I remember taking off. I remember some of the trip. The sound of the propellers on the way to the hospital sticks in my mind. That happened about 4:45 when they lifted off with me, and I was in surgery at like 20 after 5. I was on the surgery table.
It was a quick ride.
It took
and you went to
Truman
Medical.
Truman Praise the Lord. That's where we went.
Yeah, I'll put a plug in for Truman Medical Center because it's outstanding for trauma. 8 minutes. It took them 8 minutes to get me to Truman Medical Center on that.
And that would have taken an hour if you had to drive it.
Oh, yeah. He wouldn't have
made it. You wouldn't have made it.
It was kind of cool because at one time I was probably one of the fastest men on earth. It's kind of cool to think about that. But anyway, got to the hospital, and then after that, it was lights out.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything until I woke up a week later. I thought it was like the next day when I woke up, came to, and it was a week later down the road. A week.
Fully woke up because there were some things that everybody remembers, like the board. You weren't fully awake for stuff like that.
No.
The board?
Whenever
dry erase board.
The dry erase board, when
I don't remember much about it.
His hands were tied. They had tied his hands, but he was being a good boy is what they said. So they'd loosen it a little. And there were times he would wake up and he had the tube. He couldn't talk and he was just in so much pain. But the very first thing on the dry erase board, he wrote, "Barn fell, all okay," as much as he could because he couldn't see. And I'm like, in perfect Reason fashion, checking to make sure everybody else was okay.
Oh my god!
Even after he was in the pain and the suffering that he was in, making sure everybody was okay. And I'm like, yeah, everybody's good. Everybody's okay. So he would go in and out. And, when we got to the emergency room, all of our family, my parents, his parents, our sisters, our kids, friends, family, everybody was in the emergency room. And I was able to, we didn't know much. We knew nothing really. And I was able, there were only 6 of us that could go up to the actual waiting room. And so it was his mom and dad and his 2 sisters and Sammy and I. Our other kids wanted to be up there, but we didn't know how long, and they needed people, and so one of the highlights where God takes care of even the little things, the chaplain that was there that night recognized his dad's shirt. That's something that I think it said Swafford Farms, Rayville, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, Rayville, Missouri. I ziplined in Rayville, Missouri. And we happened to be her guide. Even the smallest of details, to where even when he was done with surgery, the nurse in ICU that was taking care of him that night was from Richmond. He was a little brother of a friend of mine. So just the smallest things, the smallest details, God cares.
Little God winks.
Yeah.
He's there.
But we waited for a long time, and she would go get answers for us. But the fact that he had lost so much blood and then had to get so many blood products in the life light and on the table, we didn't know it then. I think when I got to the hospital, I just knew he was going to be okay. Yeah. I didn't really let it cross my mind that he's not going to make it, but they said they just don't know why he made it.
Yeah.
The strokes, the heart attacks and things with all the blood products going into him as fast as they were.
That should have happened. But didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
So while I was out, again, here come these crazy dreams. And before I came to and really got to see her, I would go to these they look like hotel lounges, what I recall in these dreams. And they were just gorgeous. I would go to these lounge-looking areas and they were beautiful. The seats were made of gold and silver, and everything just sparkled with unbelievable beauty. And I would mosey up to the, looked like a bar, just where you order drinks. Mm-hmm. And there was a waiter there. Always there was a waiter. And I mean, I'm talking with the rag over his arm, and very
like a butler style.
Yeah, well dressed, and I remember walking up, and he would smile and say, "Mr. Swafford, you got to take your medicine. It's time for your medicine." And I was wondering, I wanted to see my family. I really didn't want medicine. And I remember a few times shaking my head. But he would turn around. There were just thousands of drawers, these golden drawers behind him. And he'd pull a drawer out and pull out medicine, and he laid it on this silver tray. Everything was either silver or gold, seems like. And put this tray in front of me, and he had these silver, what do they call them, giblets, whatever. They got the tall stem, tall stem on them.
We don't know. We're just hillbillies talk. I don't know.
I don't drink out of stuff like that,
Awesome.
Whatever they're called. But anyway, and in that cup was it was the best. I'm not a water drinker.
Yeah.
I don't really like to drink
You're a
water.
Diet Coke drinker.
It'd been better if it was full of Diet Coke, but it wasn't. It was the best tasting water. Coldest.
Perfect.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
And I would take my medicine, and he would say, "Mr. Swafford, it's time to go back to your room." And I remember just walking out of this lounge. I did this 3 times. Okay, Chris, I did it 3 times. Every lounge was different, but just as beautiful. It might have been just decorated a little different, and chairs and things were different. Same waiter, same butler. And I'd walk up to the little bar. "Mr. Swafford, it's time to take your medicine." He'd get in the little silver drawers or gold drawers, and he'd pull out medicine. I'd take it. "Mr. Swafford, you got to go back to your room." 3rd time I got to the lounge, and "Mr. Swafford, you got to take your medicine." I took my medicine. But this time, different. This time, he said, "Mr. Swafford, are you ready to see your family?" I remember shaking my head because I didn't know if I'd ever see him again or not. I didn't know where I was. And I remember opening my eyes, and here she come around the bed. And it was the best thing I'd ever laid eyes on in my life, you know. But I honestly feel from the accident scene and the voice and these lounges, I honestly believe that light at the accident scene and stuff that I was seeing, I honestly believe the Lord let me see just a glimpse of eternity and what we have in store for us, those that believe and know Him as their personal Savior. And I honestly believe I got just a little glimpse of what it's going to be like when you do take your last breath here on earth. And it is just there's no waiting period. It's
immediate.
You're there,
and
it's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
for those of us that know Him. And so during the time I was talking about going to these lounge-looking places, in that same time I had a dream, and in this dream, I was on a walk. I was walking down this walk trail, like Watkins Mill or someplace like that. It was very well groomed. The walking trail was just immaculate. Green grass. There wasn't a weed anywhere. The beautiful day. I'm walking along, and I see this gentleman up ahead on a park bench that was there by the walking trail. And as I pass this, it was an older gentleman wearing overalls and a hat. And as I passed this bench, I didn't say anything to him because his back was toward me and I was walking this way. And as I passed by him, my grandpa, Dean was his name, Grandpa Dean, and he had this, he would clear his throat every little bit. And he had a very distinct way he cleared his throat. And he did that.
And you immediately recognized it?
I immediately recognized it and stopped in my tracks, turned around, and there's Grandpa Dean. I was so excited. And I ran back to him, and he stood up. And I said, what are you doing here? This is awesome, you know? And again, I wasn't really frozen, but I couldn't touch him. He was like untouchable somehow. But it looked brand spanking new. There wasn't a wrinkle in him. He just looked beautiful. And I said, "It's awesome. What are you doing here?" And he says, "I want you to know you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay through this whole deal. You're going to be just fine. And I want you to know that." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "I just come to let you know. And now I got to go back." And I said, Don't do that. Don't go back. Don't go back yet. Stay here and talk for a while. There's so much I want to ask, so much I need to tell you. I got to get back." And I said, "Okay, I'll go with you." He said, "You can't go. You can't go." And he turned and he walked over the hill. So I turned around and I continued my journey down this path and walked for a ways. And I come to an open field, like a bean field that had just been harvested. And as I looked around, I recognized it. And it was a field that we farmed at one time. And across the gravel road over a little ways was a residence that Don Forlow lived in, a neighbor of ours.
All right.
And he's sitting in this just like a fold-out chair, like a metal chair, sitting there in this middle of this bean field. I'm walking up, there's Don Forlow. I said, Don, and he's already passed away. Mm-hmm. And I said, what are you doing out here in a bean field? I said, it's good to see you, you know. And he said, Reason, I've been sent here to tell you you're going to be okay. You're going to be just fine. You just hang in there, okay? I said, okay. I said, appreciate you telling me that. And it's really good to see you, Don. He said, it was good to see you too. Maybe we'll see each other later. I took off walking, kept walking down my trail, and I crossed over a river, crossed over a bridge, and basically the road. I keep hearing this tink, tink, tink. That noise. I look over my shoulder, and down in the corner next to the river, Charlie Hayes, neighbor of ours, is driving a fence post down in the corner next to the river.
He's also passed on.
Building fence. And yeah, Charlie had passed on. And he was a real special neighbor to my dad, a real mentor to me as I was young. And he's down there building fence. I said, Charlie, what are you doing down here building fence? I said, you know, it floods down here or whatever, you know. And he said, Reason, I've been sitting here to tell you you're going to be okay. He said, you're going to be just fine. You just hang in there. I said, okay, Charlie. I said, it's sure good to see you. And he said, it was good to see you too. And I automatically just turned and walked away. You know, at that point, I was waking up by something, probably to take medicine, but I woke up after that one, after that third one. So, yeah, it was a really cool dream, an emotional dream by three men that I thought a lot of, especially my grandpa, that were all sent to tell me I was going to be okay. And it's just crazy. And nobody understands dreams.
No.
Except the person that has them. You know, people say, oh, you're making that up or whatever. But it happened. And I'm glad it did.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, his ways are higher than ours. We don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and whether it happened or not, whether it was real or not, whether none of that matters related to the reality, but the meaning behind it is very significant, right, and is very real, and nobody can take that away from you.
Right. After that, she was in the room. I was awake, and things began to progress there a little bit, if you will. They after a few days they took the tube out of my mouth. It was horrible. I know anybody that's ever had a really big surgery knows how bad that is. And it was just awful. And she was there for all that, holding my hand. She went one night that they would not let her stay at the hospital. And then after that, she got to stay every night after that for the 50-some days we were there. That's not normal. And
that they let anybody stay there.
Yeah.
Don't want to get anybody at Truman in trouble. But.
No, but it was because of my prior traumatic deal with my grandpa. Because I do still have a few little nightmares.
PTSD.
PTSD. I was diagnosed with PTSD. I did go see some specialists and diagnosed with PTSD. So she explained that to the hospital staff and stuff. And so they said, okay, you can, because she's the one when something goes down like that, she's what I want.
Yeah.
She knows how to handle me.
Yeah.
And so they let her stay. She had a bed right there beside mine. Well, it was a chair that made into a bed, but she stayed right there with me through the whole deal. I had a, what do they call that on my leg?
The X-Fix.
X-Fix, because they had not set my femur yet.
Okay.
And trying to be in a hospital bed and you have to go to the bathroom, just something simple as that, was excruciating.
Painful.
They would make me roll over. And of course, these affix things are sticking up quite a ways out of my leg, if anybody's familiar with that. And of course, they would grab them things and help roll me with it. And it was awful. It was awful pain just to go to the bathroom. And that was what? A week or two after?
Yeah, so to go back on your injuries, you had your artery severed.
My femoral artery was severed.
Your femur was broken in two.
Yes.
And because the tourniquet is what saved his life, but it didn't allow blood flow for the whole leg. So the leg was huge and swelling and going to bust, basically.
When I got to the hospital, my lower leg was so big that they had to release the pressure. So they took a scalpel and ran down both sides of my calf muscles.
Okay.
Both sides of my leg.
So they did what's called the fasciotomy.
Yeah.
Both sides of the calf. And then
release pressure.
And then, so when we are dealing with, a lot of people don't understand what's actually wrong because a lot of people just knew about the femur and the femoral artery.
Yeah.
The actual problem was not from the incident itself. It was because of no blood flow. So the fasciotomies happened, and that's when he went in for, he's had 19 surgeries. To date.
Okay.
And all the dead, Dr. Everson was amazing. Dr. Schanberg was amazing at Truman, but they had to cut out so much dead tissue and dead muscle. And so those are the wounds why we were in the hospital for so long, because we came home after 57 days, but then a week later, we were back in again for 3 weeks because of an infection. And it has to do with those open wounds. Yeah. And then that we're later are healing, and then we were back again for another 2.5 weeks because of the skin grafting. And that's where we are now. He's had the skin grafts done. There's one that's not wanting to heal very quickly, but the wound vacs and the walkers and the canes and the, just all of that stuff.
I've had 19 surgeries. Just to back up a little bit, when I got to the hospital, they immediately put me on the table, went to work on me. I received 7.5 units of blood that night. And from what I'm told, the body holds like 10. Okay. Something like that. So I was just about out of gas.
Out of juice.
And came through surgery okay. Later on, as I was able to talk and communicate, my surgeon, Dr. Everson, came in to visit with me. And he sat down, grabbed a stool there by the bed, and he said, he introduced himself. I hadn't met him yet. I didn't know who the guy was. And he sat down and he said, well, let me just say, you and I should not be having this conversation. This should not be happening. And I'm not sure how it is, because he says, most people, he said, when you showed up, I know you put 2%, they told me 5%.
Oh, 5%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still, that's
a low percentage. Yeah. Doesn't really matter.
Not making much of a difference there.
That's
but
all right.
I just wanted to clarify that.
No, that's good.
You had a 5% chance of survival.
That means 95% of people die.
Yeah.
So
he said,
right.
He said, most people either die on the way here or they never make it off the surgery table. Somebody in your condition.
With your injuries.
Yeah. With the kind of injuries you have. And he said, I can't explain that. He said, that's a miracle in itself that we're even having this conversation. And he said, you were so low on blood, basically out of blood. He said, the fact that you didn't have some kind of heart attack, cardiac arrest or something on the table is a miracle. He said, the fact that you didn't go into some kind of stroke because of your lack of blood and your condition is a miracle. And he said, I just really don't know how we are sitting here having this conversation, but we are. And I said, I'll tell you how we know. I said, I serve a powerful God. And
he agreed.
He agreed.
Yep.
Yeah, Dr. Everson agreed. I said, he's not through with me. And we're going to make it through this. We're going to go. And it's maybe a long road, but we're going to make it.
Yeah.
And so that was my very first encounter with him. And later on, I got to meet Dr. Schamberg, who sewed my femoral artery back together that night. So here's another miracle a lot of people may not know. That was a Sunday afternoon when that happened. And if anybody knows hospitals, there's not many people, major surgeries, major surgeons on hand on a Sunday afternoon.
They schedule those things, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Everson had just returned from a vacation to Branson. He had had his family in Branson and had came to the hospital for
I'm not exactly sure.
Some other emergency call that he got called to the hospital for. And Dr. Schamberg just happened to be there doing some patient work, whatever he was doing. You know, it doesn't matter. He happened to be at the hospital on this particular Sunday afternoon. Both my surgeons were there that needed to be there immediately, you know, to go to work on me immediately. That normally would have been home enjoying a Sunday afternoon on their back deck, you know, having a burger or something. That would have taken time to get them to the hospital. And I needed immediate.
And they were there.
Immediate work. And they just happened to be at the hospital. Don't tell me they just happened to be there. It was all orchestrated. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
God orchestrated everybody to be in place for me. You know, back to Crew and the tourniquet. Have he not been there?
Cree,
sorry. I know another guy named Crew. I get them mixed up. Anyway, if Cree had not been there, I mean, the first day you meet a guy and he's the guy that God uses to save your life, to know to grab that belt. Had he seen that and went, oh man, he's really bleeding. Wow.
This doesn't look very good. I wonder what we're going to do.
This doesn't look good at all, you know. I wouldn't be here.
Right.
Had the building hit me, had I not got out of the way as much as I did, and the building took me across the torso, I wouldn't be here. You know, the whole thing was orchestrated by my Lord and Savior. And you know, the time in the hospital was rough. She was right there beside me. You know, here we go again with, I'm in a different traumatic trial. And, you know, she didn't falter a bit. She didn't go anywhere. She stayed right by my side. And she's been my rock through the whole thing. And I just thank God for her. She was made just for me. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
She's been right there. We've had some ups and downs through the hospital stays. There's been some good times and been a lot of bad times. She helped me through a lot of bad nights, restless nights, sleepless nights. She's trying to sleep, but she can't sleep because I can't sleep. So we're both not sleeping. And then, you know, it begins to wear on you. It began to wear on her, lack of sleep.
Sure.
And the outpour of love and support from our family, church family, community, My family and church family just overtook that hospital waiting room.
Yeah. Before we get there,
Yeah,
can we cover a couple things?
absolutely.
Between the arrival at the hospital and the week, this entire journey is being somewhat chronicled via social media, your social media.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I tried to review a bit because, I'd been following along, but 5 months of posts, sad posts, and
every day. Yeah.
And then you've got some other stuff there. There's a lot of information now. The early it was, Reason was in an accident. Here's a little bit of an update, yada, yada, here we go. There's probably a week and a half, 2 weeks worth of social media post in there that doesn't really talk about support from the community, doesn't outside of just, is more like information sharing. Like, this is what's happening. I know people want to be involved. We don't really know how to get everybody involved just yet. So how did that come about? How did you know to do that? Because it was literally like you planned it. And you would never plan to do something like this.
Jacki is not organized enough,
right?
to, yeah.
Yeah. And it came out with such order. Like, here's an update, here's an encouraging word, here's a scripture, here's something that's sustaining us, here's something that you can do. Like, it was just fascinating.
I will, whenever I am a Facebooker, obviously, and I do that because I have online businesses.
Mm-hmm.
I am not.
Yes, he is not.
At all.
And, it can be, there's a lot of bad stuff out there.
Yeah.
But it can also be used for good. And this was one of the things.
Certainly.
Yeah. This was one of the things. As a matter of fact, when he was out, I cannot wait till he wakes up so he can hear how good Facebook's been through this.
Yes.
And whenever I updated, word was getting around Richmond and Lawson fast, because that night I remember my very first chime from Venmo. And it was, I think she put $15, $20, and I'm like, why would somebody do that?
Mm-hmm.
I remember that so much because of what it meant for me. And she put in the little notes for vending machine stuff, coffee, get a cup of coffee, something. And I'm like, how cool is that? Somebody out there is thinking about, I never would have thought to do something like that.
Right.
That she totally changed me. And then more Venmo chimes. People just, anywhere from $10 to $200. People knew we were needing to eat. People knew that, so generous.
Yeah.
And I knew a lot of people knew about this. So whenever I started on Facebook, I need to look back on them, but I am not a writer. Not a writer. I'm too ADD to sit and write. I just am. I'm not a writer. And I remember, I'm around a lot of entrepreneurs and online people, and I'm always like, wow, they really can write. And they've got these long posts. And I'm like, I wish I could do that, but I can't. I'm not kidding. I thought that about one of my friends who lives out of state. And I'm like, she always has such good writings. And that's not Jacki. And then the next week this happened. And I promise you, I did not write those posts.
Okay.
My fingers typed the words, but the Holy Spirit wrote them all.
Wow.
I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to say it. I didn't know what to do. I hate to say it, but I'm not one that's great about memorizing different scriptures. I'm just, he put it in my brain. It is like the fingers just typed. And whenever I'd go to post, I'd look back and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is really long.
This is really long. Yeah. I don't do that. Jacki doesn't do that.
Yeah.
That was totally God.
Yeah.
And he knew what everybody, I didn't know it was a big deal to everybody.
So
and
powerful.
I've heard so many people say they love the updates. Because as a matter of fact, now that we're home, there are people now messaging, hey, what's going on with Reason? Because I don't update. We're just at home.
Yeah.
You know, and
still
I don't.
Healing.
Yeah, we're still healing, but it's not like at the hospital where everything changes 5 times a day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but that's it. Jacki doesn't write. Holy Spirit writes and told me, and And I'm sticking to that. That's all that was.
Yeah. Well, it was, for me, it was, we talked about it, miraculous, right? I mean, it's one thing to say, I have faith.
Yeah.
People say that all the time. I'm a faith-filled person. I believe in God, whatever. And a completely different thing to be in the middle of the stuff when it's going to hell in a handbasket. Mm-hmm. And here I am, full of faith.
That's exactly right. I'm praising God.
Yeah. So that's just awesome. So you take the actual situation that you're in, Reason, mm-hmm. and the updates and the posts that you're sharing, mm-hmm. Jackie, mm-hmm. The community is aware of your situation in a way that is very peculiar, right? One, how serious it really was. Mm-hmm. Again, like I was saying before, we knew to pray for you in church because somebody said, oh yeah, a barn fell on him. Later we understand you became the guy who the barn fell on at the hospital, right? Yeah.
And that's true. I did become known as the guy the barn fell on. That was my name at the hospital.
Right. Yeah. But it was through those posts and it was through that faith demonstration that people were strengthened and encouraged and then willing to be a participant in this journey with you and desired to be in it with you and have kind of come alongside. And so now I guess the question, and I think this is where you were trying to go earlier, how did your family, church family, maybe the wider community show up for you in this time?
Well, I don't want to miss anything with this because we are in awe. Mm-hmm. Our family is in awe. Mm-hmm. We're dealing with, he's a worker. He works and all the time. And now we're dealing with no paycheck, and God has planted people. Sandy Duncan with Blue Boutique in Richmond. She took this, but she has gone through something like this before. Mm-hmm. So it hit her differently. And she decided to grab that hashtag mm-hmm. that was made. God has a reason for Reason, mm-hmm. and did the t-shirts. And then the money made, I think the final, it was about 800 t-shirts were sold.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable. People in so many different states, people who we still don't know. Mm-hmm. I mean, she would ask me if I'd know so-and-so from this. And I go, I don't know who that is. But from that money, that kept our family of 5 at times, 6, mm-hmm. 2 meals a day at the hospital, or mm-hmm. basically DoorDash, because that's not a hospital you want to eat at.
Right.
That's how we ate, was from all of the t-shirt money.
My gosh.
Every bit of it.
Unreal.
It was unreal mm-hmm. how that was all taken care of. Mm-hmm. Our church family has taken care of us mm-hmm. as well. Mm-hmm. They don't want us to have to worry. Mm-hmm. And they have taken us and cared for us. And
but when it happened, they jumped on board. Of course, my family and was at the hospital most of the time. Mm-hmm. And
our families. Yes, family. I don't want my family to think that.
her family. Yeah. Sorry, they were spending their time at the hospital with us, and there was going to be needs for me when I got home at some point at the house. Mm-hmm. So a lot of our friends and church family jumped in, and they began to build ramps where I needed a ramp for a wheelchair. Mm-hmm. They put in these handles and stuff in the shower where I could get in and have something to hang on to. Mm-hmm. Again, and in the bath, at the toilet, they handles and stuff.
Bought us new mattresses
and a safety rail for me, so I didn't roll out of bed. Mm-hmm. Just incredible what they did to
a new recliner that he would fit in better.
My sister got me a new recliner, and it's just amazing how God used all these people, and they were willing to do it. They did do it. Mowing yards, they mowed. Guys came and mowed our yard, did our trimming, took care of our pool.
We had a situation where we couldn't tell him, but our church family also took care of our kids. I mean, they cleaned our house. They They made sure there was food in the house when the kids did come home. I mean, our kids were at the hospital with us for the first month every single day, driving back and forth. Made a mom nervous, but God, I just like, God, they're yours. I mean, but they would make sure there was food. But there was a situation where we had a water main break in the yard, and one of our friends was just kind of checking things around our house, and we had a water leak. And by the time when our kids got home, they were in tears, FaceTiming me and said, Mom, look. And everybody had their headlights pointed, and everybody from church was fixing our water line before we...
In the yard?
In the yard, before they had just done it. They just did it.
Oh my gosh.
And the hearts of people have changed us. Have changed the way we look at things, have changed the way, even the blood drive. That blood drive was unbelievable. The blood drive people were just like, we need more spots because you guys are taking them. You know, we just kept, and I think we're going to do it again. I mean, he was given so much blood and blood properties that we needed to give back, but we didn't know how.
Right.
And when I put that on Facebook, a couple of our friends from Richmond just grabbed it, said, I'll take care of it. And they took care of it. And we were able to give back in that way. And we're going to do it again.
Yeah.
It has been amazing seeing the love of God through all of
Physically.
this. Physically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took over the hospital waiting rooms up there, basically.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
You know?
Yeah.
And to where the hospital staff would come in and say, "This is crazy. We don't normally see this. This is this outpouring of love and laughter." And and in a trying time, they were still trying to make it light, and laughing and praying. They'd pray out there, and the hospital was like, we've never seen this before.
One
crazy.
anothering is a deal. Encouraging one another, loving one another, right? I mean,
and loving those doctors, nurses, surgeons, they all had a hand in keeping him alive. And I believe it was Jeff and Vicky, the people, our neighbors that he was helping. They had sent a basket with a bunch of snacks and things in. And lots of people did this, but this particular basket became the snack basket. So much stuff in there that we'd set it out, and the doctors and nurses would come and get a snack. That became so much fun that some ladies, some good friends of ours, Becky and Paula, would go buy snacks, and they kept that basket full for the snack basket. And so everybody knew when we'd move rooms or when they knew that's Reason Swafford's room. Yeah. And that
the guy the barn fell
on. So we were known by the t-shirts.
Yeah.
The guy the barn fell on and the snack basket.
How about
that was so much. And just something as little as a snack basket.
Yeah.
We could share the love of God.
Yeah.
And that just something little.
There was even neighbors up there at the hospital, the room next door, the room across the hall, that they would get visitors every now and then. And these people may be less fortunate. And they'd bring kids with them. Those kids would sneak over to that basket, and there would be parents that would get onto them, and it became such a ministry. I said, no, you let them get something out of that snack basket. It was awesome to, let strangers, and even some of the mom and dads would come over and get a snack from other patients. So it was kind of fun to have the snack basket.
That was really fun.
There was 2 times the CEO of Truman Medical Center came to my room. And this is not to boast on us. This is God. We want God to have the glory. But he came to our room and he said, first time he brought a love gift from someone.
From some friends,
from friends of ours. And he stood and talked for a while. The second time he came, he said, I don't know what's going on. I don't know you all at all. But he said, I've never seen anything like this at this hospital. What's transpiring
with his employees
through my staff.
Wow.
through this hospital floor by floor what is going on, and the spirit and attitude of everybody in this hospital. And I just want to thank you. And that was pretty cool.
That's incredible.
That was pretty humbling.
We were just showing God off. I keep saying that, but God, he's amazing. And the big things he cares about, the little things like a snack basket, he cares about.
Yeah.
And to use us to let people know about him, whether it was from Facebook, phone calls, a waiting room full of people, I don't know. But more and more people are finding out about the love of God.
Wow.
And it's been amazing to watch.
It's been incredible. Incredible.
You had mentioned that the friends in Branson had done some things for you that you wanted to talk about at this time.
Yeah. So, the Presleys sent me a love basket, a love gift, and all kinds of goodies and stuff, and T-shirts and hats, and a nice card signed. And the Haygoods also did the same, sent a financial love gift and little knickknacks, T-shirts and stuff like that. And so we have some friends at Silver Dollar City, and they sent me a badge. I got my own sheriff's badge now. So
You're a sheriff of Silver Dollar City.
Roach sent him a badge.
You're honorary sheriff. Whenever you show up, you'll be the honorary sheriff. So I get to wear that next time I go.
That's awesome. So I mean that's I didn't even know half of that. Was aware, obviously, the love and outpouring, and I know you didn't cover everything, right? Because there was a whole nother thing I've seen recently from Lost in Nutrition and some of the others. They'd done
Richmond,
some stuff. That's crazy. And forgive me, there's got to be a humbling side of this too. I am not the type of person that would like that type of support or think I would like that type of support. And so how does I've gathered just from talking with you that you guys are do-it-yourselfer types, right? You want to build your own house, you want to mill your own lumber, you want to educate your own kids, right? I mean,
sure.
You want to make your own money, you want to do these things, whatever. It's got to be tough to receive that type of support, right? Or is it? Or you talk about being changed. I mean, help me understand that, because it sounds amazing, and then at the same time, it sounds really difficult to accept. Right? You feel when you're never going to be able to give back the way that you've received,
or thank the people because we don't have a clue.
Yeah.
It is hard.
How do you reconcile that
as the man of the house?
It is hard to accept a help. Once again, here I am. I'm not able to go to my job. I can't do my job yet. And that's hard for me to take, to just be at home every day. Just even doing simple things right now is very hard for me. I can get out and about just a little bit, go for walks. And I'm just very limited on what I can do at home. And that's hard for a guy like me to take. I don't like sitting in the house at all. I'm not a sit around type of guy. I am used to doing my own trimming, my own mowing, my own mechanical work, my own stuff like that. We were actually in the process of building a new building there on the farm, new shed, my dad and I. And of course, the accident happened, and that's been postponed. It's standing there in just a frame. And I can't do anything with it. Dad can't do it by himself. He's older and he just can't do it. And we have several people from church that we're going to come help. We're going to it's going to be an old fashioned barn raising, if you will.
Yeah.
And that's hard to accept, but you have to accept it. These people want to help.
Yeah.
I had my old pickup in a barn that when I was in high school, I bought the pickup brand new and been sitting in the barn for a lot of years now, just sitting there covered in dust. And my son now is interested in driving my old pickup that I had in high school, but it needs work.
Mm-hmm.
So they came and drug that pickup out of the shed, and this gentleman from our church took it to his house, and this is his hobby.
Mm-hmm.
He has a job, and he specializes has a hobby in fixing cars and trucks. And he came and drug that truck out of the shed, and he's gonna fix it up.
How about that?
And hopefully my son will drive it one of these days.
You know,
it's things like that. It is hard to accept.
But we've had people tell us, you have to accept this.
Yeah, I'm going to go there I want to hear what you have to say, because I think you're going to say what I was going to say.
Well, I mean, you have to accept this because this is how God wants me to bless you. Mm-hmm. Because at first when he found out people were handing me cash money just to get through the week, it kind of, I don't know that it made him angry. It was a little bit of embarrassment.
All right.
I think a little bit. We don't need handouts. Mm-hmm. It's not a handout.
Right.
It's a gift of love.
It's a hand up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's what God is using other people to bless us.
Yeah.
And I had a lady tell me when she handed me cash in my hand, it just makes me cry because everybody has bills. Everybody has things. Mm-hmm. But she said, don't you dare hand this back to me. Mm-hmm. She said, because then you're not allowing God to bless you. And it's a blessing for me to be able to give to you.
Yeah. You've said it far better than I was going to. I had a friend basically say, who do you think you are? That's probably one of the most prideful things that you can do, to assume that your ego is more important than the blessing that somebody else is trying to impart. You know, like you can't be that guy or girl. Yeah. You know, you gotta. There's an acceptance. There's an art of the process of what God's designed in the church to.
That's right.
To give and receive, right? There's a time for everything. Okay. Do you have anything else you guys want to talk about that before I switch gears a little bit?
Where are you switching to?
Well, I was going to go to the recovery. Okay. Now talk about healing and whatnot, but I mean, I don't want to. Like I said, I'm not in the business of hurrying, right?
Yeah,
like,
no,
I'm enjoying the heck out of this, by the way.
I just know that with all of the giving that has changed us, it allows us to, and I feel awful because I've had a lot of people say, I said that wrong. I'll go back. We've been given a lot of gifts, a lot. I can't even believe it. And there's no way we can thank them. There's no way we can thank everybody. And if I start writing cards, which I'm terrible at, by the way, I'm going to miss somebody because there are people that have given without us knowing.
Yeah.
In our church fund or something.
Yeah. Can I offer you an opportunity?
Sure.
Do it now.
Okay.
Like you don't really have the opportunity, the ability to say or whatever. So one of the aims that I have for this show is to do what we're doing, right? Not everybody was able to meet you at the hotel or a hospital, not that. Not everybody maybe felt comfortable coming to the hospital. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Not others may have participated in ways that were intentionally, they didn't want the right hand to know what the left hand was doing. Mm-hmm. Some people were intentionally serving in a way that was anonymous. So for everyone, if you're comfortable, like what would you say? Like what would, maybe not with the specifics of each thank you card to everybody, but what would you say to thank everyone? Like how would that look, and what does that mean?
You or me?
Go ahead.
I don't know that I have enough words to express how we feel about what everybody's doing, from taking care of our house to writing us a check to pay our house payment. It has meant everything to our family. We literally, through God's grace, through his people, we're able to keep our home and not have to worry. Right now, it took him a while to understand that people are helping us. And what I mean is, Jacki, we're financially destroyed.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't think you understand what's happening.
Yeah.
And just recently, I think he gets it now. And it has changed our hearts. And people are still giving. People know Christmas is coming. And it's not about the gifts, but they're allowing us to be able to buy things for our family. So it's been, we just thank you from the bottom of our heart. If we know you, if we don't know you, because it's meant the world to us that we can continue to care for him and not have to go to a job right now, that I can be with him 100% of the time and take care of his needs.
I'm a very prideful man. I will tell you that. So it's hard for me to let go and let people extend their hand to you. And I don't know why that's, because I like to be the one that's offering the gift or offering the help in some way that I can, in some something that they need from me that I have, and I can let them do that. I'm good with that. Why can't I be good at accepting help? And it's really taught me a lot. I look at it way different now. And you have to accept it. These people want. If they didn't want to do it, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't give you anything. They wouldn't offer. I shouldn't say it that way. They wouldn't give you anything. They wouldn't bless you with their gift, their talent, their financial means. And I'm the same way. Christmas is coming, and things get tight. But these people they're gonna make it happen. I have no doubt. And it's not about, like she said, it's not about the gifts. It's the fact that these people are willing to make it happen. And giving. And it's just an incredible feeling to know that you're loved that much.
I think that was huge. We are loved so much. We are not perfect people at all.
No.
We've, as you've heard, we have a lot of hang-ups, but we have Christ. And we want to show his love through this and love people.
Love people back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let that hang for a second, right? I'm thinking the love has no greater than a man who lay his life down for his friends. That's scripture.
Yeah.
There are people in other states that we don't
even know
at all. And all of a sudden you'll get an envelope in the mail, and it's a love gift from people you don't know that has caught our story on Facebook. And people will put a note in these cards, a handwritten note, and they'll talk about what an inspiration we've been. And they've gone back to church. They've rededicated their lives. They've turned their lives around. They're
talking to God.
They're wanting to fix their marriage because they're going through a rocky time. And people we don't even know are just opening up to us about where they're at in life. And through a tragic situation, a bad thing, but God's using it.
Mm-hmm.
He's using it to do good. He's using it to spread his love.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we want to do, is when people see us, they see Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not that we're perfect, but, we want to do his will. And it's so cool to see people you don't know, that
or even that we do know,
act like they know us.
Yeah.
Because of our story. It's crazy.
Well, that's just it. The access you've given people to the details and the intimate moments and the heartbreaking details and pieces of your story that aren't necessarily fit for television or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this is deep, emotional,
Real and
raw stuff, and you've invited them in, and
we
that's the opposite of what most people would say is the right thing to do, and it's been good,
been rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Longhorn here a couple weeks back in Liberty or Kansas City, whatever that is.
after a doctor's appointment.
I had been to a checkup, and we walk in, and there's, of course, tables of other people there, and this certain table we walk by, and I could tell they
knew you?
They're pointing and listening, or pointing and talking. I just kind of walk on by. I speak when I walk by. We go to our table, and pretty soon one of them jumps up from that table and comes back there, and they say, they'll say, "Are you the guy the barn fell on?" Yeah, that's me. And I'm gonna have a T-shirt made. I'm the guy the barn fell on.
Yeah.
But anyway, they know our story.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know them.
Yeah.
But they know our story, and they'll stand and talk, and or pull up a chair, and we get to talking and learning about them.
Yeah.
Where they're from and what they do, and how it's inspired them. It's just really been cool.
Yeah.
Because the focus is Christ.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The focus is Christ.
Well, and it's your story, right? And it's far from over.
Right.
And that's maybe kind of where I'd like to go next is let's talk about recovery.
Okay.
And I'm not sure recovery is the right word because you still, based on your comments earlier about whether or not you may get to, what to keep with the leg or not and whatnot. I mean, sounds like a lot is undecided.
Right.
Right. I mean, your attitude's right going into it, but this is a process. This is a journey. So what has the rehab process been like up to this point? Physically, mentally, spiritually? I mean, you're not shy with the spiritual side. So, I mean, like when it comes to the physical, I mean, I had surgery one time and I woke up and I got behind on the pain meds, had a knee reconstruction ACL tear.
Yep.
And they took a hamstring out of my leg. They doubled it over, went through my knee and screwed it into the shin bone and then into basically the back of my leg to, reconstruct that tendon.
Wow.
Yeah. And it sounds like light work compared to some of the stuff you've been through, but okay. It was considered major. It's considered major surgery.
Absolutely.
And I woke up and I was behind on my pain meds by a few hours, and the pain from the screw in my bone was the most painful thing I've ever experienced in my life.
I bet.
Just, I mean, there's nothing like feeling a screw in your bone. And so here you are, moving around, trying to go to the bathroom with a broken leg and this X brace thing, trying to whatever. Like you've been living that type of pain for months.
Yes.
And I don't think it's over.
No,
not
right. At all.
Here you are, cool as a cucumber, So What's the rehab process been like physically, mentally?
You say, here I am, cool as a cucumber. I will tell you, at this moment, my left foot feels like it's on an open flame.
Okay.
Because I have no feeling in my foot, and it just burns and stings.
So it's the nerves. That confuses people, but it's the nerves
they say it's
yeah.
nerves trying to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad pain, but it's good pain.
Just for the sake of comfort, is there anything I can do about that now?
No.
Okay, like elevate your foot or whatever.
I've learned to just tolerate it.
Okay.
So that being said, we'll back up. Even in the hospital, trying to recover was pretty awful. Dealing with that pain in my foot. First of all, it was pain and everything. And then come the day they did my skin grafting. Mm-hmm. And they took skin from my right leg, my whole thigh, my upper thigh is just a field of, they harvested skin from.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you ever had skin grafting done or not.
I've seen it. I've heard about it. A friend had a bad burn a few years ago, and they talked to me about it. They basically take like a mesh. They just cut it off in like
your skin.
Yeah.
It's like
kind
a
of
cheese.
goes like a cheese.
Like a cheese slicer.
Yeah.
And they harvest the skin, then they run it through a stretching machine.
Yep.
Makes it kind of look like a mesh.
Yep. And then it grows. It grows back.
So
fascinating.
They harvested this leg, put it on all my wounds on this leg. Mm-hmm. So now I go from having one bad leg to having two bad legs because it's very painful when it like having a huge sunburn or something. So they said my plastic surgeon was incredible.
Dr. Aylward.
Aylward, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't really keep them all straight. She said probably 80% of this will take, and what doesn't take, we'll have to do something different because it's a one-time deal.
Okay.
So they covered all my wounds, both sides of my lower leg, inside of my upper left thigh, and 100% of it took. Every bit of it took.
Wow.
Yeah. That's God.
There's a little wink there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So this upper thigh is looking good. The inner thigh is really looking good. This inside of my right or left leg, left calf is looking good. This outside of my left calf is not good at all. Mm-hmm. It's still got a big open wound running down through it. The skin graft took. It's just not grown together yet. So
well, there was a huge indention at the beginning from everything having to be taken out. So as it's growing, if you can imagine that the skin has to grow together and then it kind of makes a tunnel, which you don't want.
Yeah.
So that one's a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But in the hospital, there was a mix-up on my skin grafting deal over the wound change. And we were instructed not to remove this certain bandage over my skin grafting area. Mm-hmm. It was covered in this cellophane stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Stuff, clear stuff.
Yeah.
Do not remove it. Okay. And my plastic surgeon was actually taking a trip the next day to
do a missions
trip
work
to Uganda or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And while I'm gone, don't touch your bandage.
Don't let anybody touch your bandage. That was my instruction.
Well, they touched it and messed it up. So this stuff had to come off of my leg. And they did this bedside.
Mm.
So imagine.
With all those nerves and all that fresh.
Oh, gosh.
They began to peel this stuff off my right leg. And I was in enough pain already. And this is just excruciating, peeling this stuff and peeling skin with it. She's holding my left hand, bawling. I'm almost shaking uncontrollably, trying to endure this pain.
Yeah.
And it was, 30 minutes?
It was awful. It was awful to sit and watch.
It was awful.
I was so upset. But that was it. I mean, it was just out of being in the hospital 3 months to have one or two things. That's,
So that finally was over, and I began to heal up my skin graft. And
is your bone Is your bone back?
They went through just below my kneecap and drilled up through my femur and put in a titanium rod.
Wow.
So they hollowed it out.
They hollowed it out and took a hammer and drove this rod. Because I asked him, I said, just how'd you do that? He said, took a hammer and punch and drove it up through there. Like working in a shop,
Oh, my God.
So they drove it up into my femur, lined it up. So now I have a titanium rod from up here by my
by your groin, your
joint,
hip.
groin area, clear down to just above my knee.
Okay.
And then they put screws in at the bottom to hold it. And so anytime I had to get up at the hospital to go to the bathroom or whatever, she had to help me. And it was awful.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying all this to tell you where we've come from.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, we carried wound vacs because I had
these wound vacs.
What is a wound vac?
Okay, so he had 2 machines at the foot of his bed. What they are, and 2 spots were hooked up to one machine. So we had 4 open wounds, 2 big wound vacs.
Mm-hmm.
They have canisters, and so the wound vac they lay down something. It's like plastic, and then it's like a sponge.
Mm-hmm.
And they lay it in the hole, great big holes, and then they cover it again, tape it down. And then it's kind of like, have you ever seen where you can pack up your blankets and put it in this case and you suck out all the air?
Yeah.
That's what a wound vac is. And so this sponge, they clamp it down. I mean, they suction all the air out of it and get it really tight. So it's painful because all of that's being tightened to that wound. And it takes out all the air, and then everything that's in his leg, all the nastiness is put into this canister in the wound vacs. So we're carrying around 2 wound vacs every time we go somewhere, to the bathroom, whatever. So he not only has the walker, and then I have the wound vacs. When we were in the hospital, I learned to put the wound vacs and hook them on the IV pole, so then I could just take it. And then with our kids there, when we were doing physical therapy, he would have the walker. We'd follow him with a chair and water because he would run out of, at first he couldn't walk hardly at all. Mm-hmm. And then we'd have the wound vac. So it took 3 or 4 of us to take him for a physical therapy walk.
Yeah.
But we made it. But it's just, like you said, taking you back to, just to move him, to change his sheets in ICU, to if he had to use the restroom, which was impossible, to switch him from one side, it was awful.
Yeah.
He was in so much pain. We'd call it I'd tell the nurses, I go, okay, let's just burrito him. That was one of the things with me being able to be with him at all the time. The nurses knew what they were doing. I was never trying to take away, but they would always look to me and say, him. Yeah. Is he comfortable? Is he this? Is he that? And when I got to learn how he liked to lay so we all worked together. Mm-hmm. It was amazing. But just to even turn him on one side and have the X-Fix and have the wound vacs hooked up to him. Mm-hmm. And you can't move this leg because he was in so much pain. You couldn't touch his foot. Cannot touch the foot because then it just caught it on fire.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing the new doctors wanted to come in and do. They'd want to squeeze his toe. Can you feel this? And I would finally have to say, please do not touch his foot because he was in so much pain. But they didn't know that because Truman Hospital is a teaching hospital and everybody is new that comes in.
Yeah.
I mean, your surgeons are the same. But
sure.
So, we went from there in ICU for 3.5 weeks. And then we graduated to going upstairs. Well, we absolutely loved the physical therapists. They were amazing at Truman, taught me a bunch of things. And then sometimes when they get busy, we just graduated they felt comfortable with letting me do whatever I needed to do. And we would just learn how to work with each other and what needed to be done. And he trusted me to do what needed to be done to keep him in the least amount of pain.
Yeah.
But we had the wound vacs always. Like I said, the walker, everything like that. And then we'd take him out for walks.
Yeah.
It's time for a walk. And we never would do that on surgery days, of course.
That was pretty tough.
But it was awful.
I had to learn to get back on my leg.
And was this a situation where don't worry about hurting it? You're gonna it's going to hurt you before you hurt it?
Yes.
Okay.
Like when they finally fixed my femur.
Yeah.
And they took the affix off or whatever that's called.
Yeah.
X-Fix.
X-Fix. He said that's indestructible. You won't tear it up.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want.
It's going to hurt like heck.
It's going to hurt.
Yes.
But you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So, going out for walks, was hard. And they would take me out and they said, well, we're just going to go to that next room and then we'll turn around and come back. And I'd say, I'm going all the way to the end of the hall. I got to get back on my feet. I'm going all the way to the end of the hall. Well, I think that's
ambitious, but
I think that's a little much. I don't think you'll ever pull that off. And when they said that, it was just
say again.
We will be going to the end of the hall.
Yeah.
So, but
he was sorry by the time he got back.
Then I get back and I'm just shaking in pain, But I did it.
Yeah.
And I got back on my feet pretty quick, as far as on my feet.
Sure.
On your foot, yeah.
On my foot. So now I'm up to walking with a cane.
Mm-hmm.
The day we got out of the hospital was awesome. I hadn't been home. I hadn't seen my home in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And we still had the wound vacs. I had to go home with wound vacs hooked to my leg, sleep with wound vacs on my leg. Anything I did, I had wound vacs to take care of. So we got home and we hit the town of Rayville, and all of a sudden the side of C Highway is covered with people. We had to go right by our church, to go home. The church part of the church yard was covered with people with signs. My church family had come out to welcome me home. And it was pretty special to go by all those signs, these people that have supported me, and got home, and it was just so good just to be there.
Our kids all out in the yard
but
with their signs.
But so now I'm still recovering at home, and that's not easy.
Right.
Every time I have to go to the bathroom, she has to go with me.
Still.
No,
Not now.
not now.
Okay.
It was for a while, and so now I'm.
So this is when you get home.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is when
When I got home.
Sorry. Thank you.
I was like a newborn baby, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Everything.
A newborn baby that could talk back.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we call it.
And get sassy, I'm sure, and frustrated.
Yeah. So, anybody that's going through recovery, it's tough. Any time of recovery you come through, it's hard. And you remember in the hospital when I was going to have surgery, then I didn't have surgery, then I was going to have surgery.
That's
and I went
the mental part.
I went 30 some hours with, you can't eat or drink anything before your surgery. And I went
It was awful.
30 some hours with no food or water. They'd give me little ice chips every little bit. And I was miserable. Like my mouth was just full of cotton, and no, we're gonna take you in here real quick. And it was, now we can't because of this, and then now we're gonna go, and ended up being 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning before my family started home from the hospital, and things like that. That was pretty tough. That was pretty rough.
But as far as back to being home with Riggs and your dad working and going and farming, and
so now the mental part really kicks in because I see my son and my dad outside going by with equipment and doing this and doing things together. And here I sat in a chair with Laverne and Shirley on the TV or whatever,
or Little House on the Prairie. Yeah.
That's hard for me to handle. I'm just not that way. I want to go and I couldn't. And I'd break down and cry. I'd just sit there and cry because I couldn't go do what the big boys do.
Sure. Yeah, you need to release it some way. Yeah.
So that was tough.
Better than bottling it up. We know how that ends.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I would let it out, I hated bedtime. Bedtime was awful. I still sleep with this leg up on what we call the ramp.
Yeah.
So I got this leg way up here. This leg is flat. I have to lay flat on I sleep flat on my back, and I usually like to sleep on one side and roll over and sleep on the other side. I can't do that. I got to lay flat on my back. So most of the time I lay staring at the ceiling, you know, and we have one of those alarm clock things that they shine on the ceiling so you can lay there and tell what time it is.
Yeah.
And you just lay there and watch that thing, wait for 1 minute to go by and then the next minute to go by.
That ain't counting sheep, man.
So then I can't wait for her to wake up so I have somebody to talk to, you know.
And remember, I'm not the morning person. I'm the night owl.
So, but here we are, you know, I'm still recovering. Got a lot of decisions to make.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm to the point now where I can walk with a cane, get around pretty good. I can take showers now. That was for a long time. I couldn't even get in the shower because I had those wound vacs.
Right.
Couldn't get any of that wet. So I got sponge baths all the time. And you don't know how bad you miss a shower until you're 3 months, 4 months without one. And to just get in the shower, once I could get in there, and to feel that water and actually take a shower. It was
feel clean.
It was awesome. Yeah. So,
Well, your foot drags. You have a brace.
So I have a brace that I wear in my shoe that helps me keep my toes up in an upward position. So when I walk, I don't drag my foot. Otherwise, it's limp.
Because the tendons are gone. Everything's gone.
Everything's gone.
Muscles are gone.
I can't control my ankle at
If
all.
you can visualize, if you've ever been in like flippers when you're swimming or snorkeling,
Yeah.
if you've ever been in flippers, he kind of walks like that if he doesn't have the brace.
Okay.
Like somebody with flippers on.
And, stop me if I ask too personal of a question.
No, you're okay.
Is this recoverable? Is this
Not
a
that
terminal?
part.
Okay. So that piece, that muscle's gone.
Unless God decides to wake it
I was
up.
going to say, God could heal that foot anytime he wants to. I believe
If that's
that.
his plan.
Yep.
If that's his plan.
Okay.
Right now, it's I can't move my toes.
Okay.
Just very little. I can kind of wiggle them, but not much.
Yeah.
I have zero movement in my ankle. I can't bend it up or any of this, side to side. And I really have no feeling in my whole foot. I can't really, certain spots. I can feel the bottom of my heel. I can feel kind of the left side up to my little toe. Other than that, it's all numb and burning, stinging, very uncomfortable.
Does each day get better? Does it, I mean, if you were to look across the last, month, are you better today than you were a month ago? Even if it's incrementally slow, or is it about the same?
It's about the same.
Okay.
I'd say as far as the wounds are healing.
The wound.
But as far as the foot,
yeah.
it hasn't changed, I don't think.
Okay.
The foot really hasn't changed since the accident happened at all. So that leaves us to whether or not I keep it. I will have some decisions to make. Right now, I have to keep it because we're waiting on this wound to heal up. And because they cannot, there's days I would do an amputation right now just because it hurts so bad.
Okay.
But I can't because I have an open wound over here. And they have to have that healed up and healthy to do an amputation.
That is so interesting.
So
they want a healthy flap.
So they can have a healthy flap when they amputate. Then they'll amputate it probably 6 inches below my knee.
Okay.
Is where they're planning on going.
Okay. If they do that,
if they do it.
Yeah.
Or I just deal with what I got.
Yeah.
For the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I want to deal with that. I've heard too many good stories about prosthetics that people can do whatever they want on a prosthetic. Sure, there's a learning curve there. I'll have to learn how to have one and, do it. I'm sure it'll change how I do some things that I was used to doing, but I'll get it.
Okay.
Yeah. But it scares me to death to tell them to cut my foot off. But I also see that once I get through the initial shock of not having a half my lower leg and a foot, I'll be better off. I'll have a more quality of life than dragging this thing around if it's not going to get any better.
So I'm sitting here as you talk and just observing the logic and the emotion. And so it just, again, observations as they go. It's good right now that you have the opportunity to think about it and think about it emotionally and think about it physically and, come to an informed decision without having to, jump right in. Right. Sometimes that time and the waiting is the hardest part, but I'm sensing there's a positive element to it.
There is.
Yeah.
There is. It's hidden in there.
Yeah.
And I guess that's part of the mental game, trying to stay positive. That's the hard part, staying positive through all this. Just the other night, she woke up and found me just sitting on the edge of the bed, just crying. And she came over and put her arm around me, and she said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I just feel so useless. I'm supposed to be the breadwinner. I'm supposed to be the husband, the leader, the guy that gets up and goes to work, does his job, puts in a hard day, comes home to supper or whatever." And I'm not right now. I'm not that guy. I'm not any kind of guy. This is me telling her. I said, I'm not any kind of guy. I said, I can't even do anything around here hardly. I can't. Hard for me to hang a picture because I can't get on a ladder. Or, I get dizzy. There's sometimes I get dizzy spells.
Balance is off.
Yeah. It comes and goes. I so badly want to get back to work, get back in my truck. That's who I am. And she just said, let it out. It just sat here and cry. So we sat there and cried for a little bit, and
then we prayed.
Prayed, had a word of prayer together, and then she tucked me back in, and I went back to watching the clock.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you may or may not need to hear this. I don't think you probably need to hear it, but I'll say it anyway. If you think for a second you're not leading and providing for your family and your community, regardless of whether or not you're doing it financially, you're leading in a way that most men won't. And that
I appreciate that.
That means a lot to me.
It means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you telling me that.
And it means a lot to your family, and it means more than you know.
Well, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jacki, you've been there every step of the way, as we've learned today. I am particularly interested in your perspective on family, marriage, life, and how you kind of see things now that you've been kind of through this.
Oh, I don't know. Marriage, when I signed up for this, I didn't sign up for it just to try it.
Yeah.
For better or worse.
For better or worse.
This is pretty worse.
Yeah. And it's happened a couple of times. And there have been times, early on, I would encourage anyone that's struggling. There's no perfect marriage out there. Not one. People we faked it. I mean, early on we were struggling at home, as you guys have heard. And, we consider ourselves fun people and fun, to be around. But there were a lot of times in our younger married years that we just had to put on that front. We did it well. there were several family members that weren't crazy about me and, for a little while because of what had happened. And we've already spoken about that, but you just keep going. Marriage is something that it's forever. And that's the way God intended. It's not something to try out. And you've got to work at, there's going to be good times and bad times and worse times, more than one. And you have to work it out. You have to work through God.
Yeah.
Work it out. But family means everything to us. Always has. That's something we've always agreed on. We love helping people. We love helping the community. Well, the kids and I would take the kids to Harvesters in Richmond to help or work. We like ringing the bells, around this time of year and helping. We've helped clean out, things. Never really had the finances to give, so we can do things help out in those ways and that kind of way.
Many hands make light work.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to see that now it's kind of turned and everybody's helping us. Life right now, it's pretty special. Pretty special. I didn't know if he was going to make it. When he took off, I didn't think he was going to make it. I got to the hospital and didn't ever think that again. The days are precious. Every day we live. And I've learned that we are not here for us. We're here for God's will. And we're here for his kingdom, to grow his kingdom. That's why we're here every single day. And so since the accident, I look at my days differently. Before, everybody that knows me knows I was late everywhere I went. Everywhere I went. And you go by schedules and your school schedules. Even the older two went to Lawson, to public school.
Right.
And you're at the ball schedules and the school schedules and everything's hectic and you hardly get to see each other. And that's not what I wanted for my family. Now we have a schedule. He's not working right now, so it's easy to do this, but we live on what needs to happen with him by day, what we feel the Lord wants to have happen, who we need to meet, what we need to say. We kind of let the Lord just guide our days right now. That's the way it should be.
Sure.
But as a human, we feel like we're in control. And we're definitely not.
She, as we've already talked about, I'm a morning person. And for years, there's times back when I could work, I'd leave the house at midnight to get into terminals where I could get propane and stuff, because you can get in and out easy. They're not crowded. They're not, trucks aren't lined up yet. So I leave at midnight, and I would call her about 7 o'clock, or I'd send her a text picture when the sun was coming up. And it used to make her mad, And I said, you got to get up and enjoy the sunrise. Sometimes they're beautiful. They're just they're it's just God winks. They're awesome to witness. And now she's beginning to see what I'm talking about. She'll get up earlier, and mainly because of me.
I was going to say, I have to help him get dressed. So I don't. He has coffee out at his mom and dad's every morning.
I like to go out to my parents and have coffee.
And so he takes the golf cart that was his mom's, and that's how he gets around the farm, is by that golf cart. It's about on its last leg, but it gets you. But
you have commented on sunrises, sunsets, things.
I didn't see them before.
Yeah.
Reason,
anything to add there on the marriage and family and different ways you see things now?
Marriage is hard. And anybody that thinks it's going to be just easy, I realize you're young and you're in love and you're going to get married, and it's the honeymoon feeling, things are just fun. It's just, you got everybody doing things for you and helping you set up, and it's all new, and it's a party or whatever. But then when life kicks in,
Mm-hmm.
you got to show what you're made of, because life will hit you pretty hard. And it wasn't easy at first, because of me, because I hid a problem I had from a lot of people and her, and it made our marriage pretty rocky there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out on the other side, it's we're a pretty good team. We've come out
That's
stronger.
an understatement of the day.
We've come out stronger.
Yeah.
And one day, when I was pretty young, I asked my grandpa, my dad's dad, the farmer grandpa, when they passed away, they had been married 72 years. My grandma and grandpa had. But I asked him one day, I said, Grandpa, how do you do it? How'd you do this so long? And he said, I'm going to tell you something. He said, it's like a wagon. And he put it in his perspective from where he came from, because he used to work with horses and teams. That's what he farmed with. And he said, you put a team on a wagon that don't pull together, you're not going to get your wagon anywhere in life. He said, you want to get that wagon down the road of life, both of you got to be willing to pull together. You got to be willing to do your part. One can't go left and the other one wanting to go right. He said, you will not make it in life that way. He said, so you have to be like a team of horses, and you got to pull through the mud. You got to work through the heat. You got to work in the cold, but you got to pull together to get that wagon anywhere you want to go. And that stuck with me.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And she's been incredible. Twice now. She has just stayed right in there.
Yeah.
So I told her, next time it's her turn.
Let's don't do this. We're not going to do it next time, I hope.
All right. So what's life look like for you now? What milestones are you celebrating currently? What goals are you still looking and working towards?
We got pretty excited, though, whenever you could go to the bathroom by yourself. That was huge. That was huge. That was the first one when we got home. I'm sorry, but that was huge.
That was kind of a party day.
Yeah, that was a party day. Yeah. The day you transferred from the walker to the cane was a party day.
That was exciting. So now I'm getting ready to have a birthday.
Yeah, Friday.
Birthday's coming up.
And I
Friday.
really wasn't sure we were going to get to have another one.
How old are you?
I'll be 52.
52.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be 52. And, she takes it really serious. She said, I didn't know I was going to have you for your birthday or not.
Yeah.
Or, the holidays are coming up. She said it would have been horrible. Because that night I told you about sitting on the bed crying.
Yeah.
I told her, and shame on me, but I told her, I said, it might have been best if I had gone on. And
those are dark nights, man.
Yeah. And I said, you wouldn't be dealing with me at all, doing what she's done. And you and the kids you'd have been okay, shame on me. And that really upset her. And but now I'm here, and it's good. It's good. Even though I'm in the shape I'm in, life's good, because you don't have to look very far to see somebody that's got it worth.
Yeah. I don't know. It's you got it pretty, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's an amazing perspective. It really is. And then again, one of the reasons I wanted to talk with you, right? You don't do this and say those things for so long without people going, well, maybe they are serious about this. Anybody can say it for a day,
right?
Or some choose not to, but anybody can say it for a short period of time. But when you've been exposed to some of the things you've been exposed to and the way you're handling it, not every day is perfect, but
No, it's not. We have
You're doing a great
ups
job.
and downs,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, I literally get up in the morning. Okay, God, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Just let me know what our schedule is today.
Mm-hmm. It's clear. I mean, God's hand in this journey has been all over it. And you've said it, so I'll just ask about it. What would you encourage or share with somebody who's going through their own kind of impossible situation right now? How would you use this experience to encourage them or motivate them?
I think we'll probably say the same thing, but if you don't know Christ, let's get to know him.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be the first thing.
Let's kind of look into knowing who he is, knowing that he loves you, knowing that you can have a relationship with him. There's nothing that you've done that he can't, that he doesn't
That's
love
bad
you.
enough.
That's bad. Yeah, that's bad enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That would be the first thing. You need a relationship with Jesus Christ. I don't know how people go through these things and do not have a relationship with Jesus Christ. I really don't.
I've said that about funerals a lot. It's one thing to go to a funeral when there's a clear relationship with Christ, and then one there's not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
no, you're right.
One is a celebration. As difficult as it is, one is a celebration, and the other is a funeral.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's different.
We've been to some, well, no one can say whether or not another person's saved or not. It's not for us to call.
Yep.
But you generally have some idea
on how they live their life.
And we've had some people we've gone to that you have that idea, and you just sit there and dwell about where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
That's just discouraging.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not listening to anything really that's being said. I think about where their soul ended up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because in the end, it's just two choices. And this is for everybody to hear. You have two choices.
Mm-hmm.
And that's eternity in glory or eternity in hell.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just your money, your job, your social status, your bank account. It's not going to mean squat when you meet your maker. The Bible tells us every tongue will bow, every tongue will confess that Jesus is Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And it's everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody will do that at some point.
Yep.
And where you spend eternity, you need to put a little thought into that.
Yep.
So, but as far as going through struggles, sorry, I didn't mean to take over. But, man, just, you got to hang in there.
Mm-hmm.
The old saying is when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And there's been times I've thought about giving up.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't. You got to keep that fight going. Mm-hmm. That whisper in your ear, don't quit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't quit. So I just tell them, don't quit, man. Don't give up. Yeah. You'll come out on the other side. You're going to be okay. This is kind of off record, but well, I mean, the other night when I heard that voice. We were in bed and I heard this voice again. This voice came back to me. As one of them nights I was laying there looking at the clock, but we had just gone to bed and she was so exhausted. She was out.
Yeah.
I'm laying there. Pretty soon I hear, keep going in my ear. Keep going. Set up. I thought I was hearing something else, Who's talking, I laid back down and I hear, keep going. Raise back up. I look over. I said, Jackie. I said, Jackie, are you awake?
No, I'm not awake.
But I am now. I am now. Don't be so cranky. But I said, go where? And she goes, what are you talking about? I said, where do you want me to go? I don't know what you're talking about. I was asleep. I'm not talking to you. Mm-hmm. I said, well, somebody keeps telling me keep going, and I just like to know where I'm supposed to keep going. So that was another cool moment that you hear. Not often do you hear the audible voice, I don't, of God or someone. Mm-hmm. But it was kind of cool. So
that's good advice.
You can put that in wherever you want to.
Oh, it's going to stay right there. I mean, that's the advice you give to somebody who's kind of going through it.
Just keep going. That's what made me think of that dream, was just keep going.
Yeah.
Keep up the fight.
Yeah. So how has this experience changed the way you see your community and maybe the way you think your community sees you?
That's a good one for you.
Like I told you a while ago, I see my community way different than I used to. Mm-hmm. Way different. The outpour of love and support that I've received from the Lawson community, the Richmond community,
and probably ones we don't even know about.
Yeah, some we don't
hospital community.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever you want to consider community. We can't go anywhere. Without somebody coming up and putting an arm around you, saying, "How you doing? Mm-hmm. You doing okay? You need anything?"
Yeah,
they're so ready to help.
Yeah.
Well, I want to help. Give me the opportunity to help you.
Yeah.
Always.
And you honestly didn't see community feeling that way about you before.
I did not.
That's why I said this was good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't really see.
What was it like for you then? What did you think it was versus what it is, or what you have experienced?
I guess they thought that I had the feeling that, I was a nobody. Mm-hmm. I had done nothing to make my mark on the community. Mm-hmm. Not that I'm looking for, stardom or whatever. Mm-hmm.
I don't think he thought that people cared as much about him as they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Mm-hmm. And they really do.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, people we haven't, we've said many, many times, that people that we don't even know, but even people we haven't talked to in 5 or 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And
when I first got to the hospital, there was another kid there that had been in a side-by-side accident and was fighting for his life at the time. And my family was sharing a waiting room with this. You know more about it than I do. Was sharing a waiting room with this kid's family. Mm-hmm. They were big farmers down around. Doggone it!
I'm not going to be able to say it either.
I can't either.
But anyway,
down south of Clinton, there a little ways, they were big farmers, and Montrose and all that area. Montrose. But he got to overhearing my father talk about what was going on and people in the room that was, fighting for me. Is that me making that noise? Sorry.
What does it sound like?
Yeah, that.
It's just movement.
Oh, okay.
It's just this. And
Okay.
So he came over and talked to my dad, wanted to know what was going on with us. And got to talking, and Dad got to learn about what was going on with them. And we prayed for that young man. My dad and Is that the way it went?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they prayed with him, and he ended up making it okay.
Mm-hmm.
He got to go home.
He walked out of the ICU.
Yeah, walked out, and we thought, well, that's over. Good thing. Praise God, he made. The young man made it,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't 2 days after.
Yeah, it was a little bit longer than
It
that.
was a week.
Yeah,
Was it a week?
maybe.
This guy knocks on my hospital room door.
The dad.
The dad of this young man that was hurt so bad that we prayed for.
Mm-hmm.
The dad knocks on my door, my hospital room. He comes carrying in 2 big boxes of Amish-made
Cinnamon rolls.
cinnamon rolls.
For the snack bin?
Yeah, right. No, for us.
And
And a love gift.
a love gift, a financial love gift from this guy. And so he's from another community that we don't go to at all. I do go down in that area sometimes for work, but other than that, we have nothing to do with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know him from Adam.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes carrying in this love gift for me,
Mm-hmm.
a love gift.
Mm-hmm.
You think about what that is?
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah.
Don't know you, but I love you.
Yeah.
Really what that means.
Yep.
And that is incredible to me. That this guy loved me enough to come back.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to come all the way back up Truman. That's a long drive.
Mm-hmm. That changes a person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're forever changed
I am so humbled
through all of this. We're forever
to
changed.
my community, and shame on me for thinking they thought less of me,
Mm.
when they love me,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to offer their gifts to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's very humbling, very humbling.
Amen.
So when we go to Richmond a lot, I Lawson was my school town, and we did a lot of business in Richmond.
Sure.
And so we go to Richmond quite a bit for things. And the people down there just rally around us.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like every time we're down there, just constantly wanting to know how I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask a question? This is maybe a one on the left turn here, but I will say candidly, as encouraged as I was afraid to reach out to you because I thought I might be a burden to your healing journey, your whatever. And so how would you try to encourage somebody in a community like that you've experienced, who struggled with that, right? Like I'm learning a lot from you in this whole journey, right? How could I have, I'm just asking myself questions. How could I have been a bigger part of their journey? How could I have supported, who else could I support? Right. Like not necessarily making this all about you. We're talking all about you now, but who else in my community can I do that? And I felt the same way when people have gone through other health issues, you know what I mean? Certain things. Sometimes I will find myself just quiet when maybe the right thing to do or the good thing to do would be in that neighborly way, reach out and love on them, encourage them or whatever. So, even contacting you about doing this, it was like, I'd been changed by your story and felt like, man, I need to probably talk to other people. Like, would it be okay if I reached out to them and, whatever? Cause I wanted to honor your privacy and I wanted to respect but you know what I mean? You see the conflict?
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. Okay. So absolutely reach out.
Yeah.
But
Now, as far as reaching out to me, there were times that there were people leaving messages and things like that. If I can answer it, I will answer it. Or I would give my phone to
whoever,
my daughter or something like that. It was such a good feeling, even though if I didn't have time to talk or something like that, the best feeling in the world was knowing people were here praying, doing, giving, that kind of thing. That was an awesome feeling. Even though I had even though I may not know who it was, or I didn't know I needed this at that time. Like our friends who said, we're going to go in your house, we're going to clean your house. You don't, and I think it had even been done by the time, but those kinds of things, when we're in that situation, we need so much, but we don't know what we need.
Right.
It was comforting knowing people wanted to know, people wanted to love on us, people wanted to help us. You need to reach out. You don't let the old devil tell you, nah, they don't want you to reach out. They're busy. So I believe that's the devil trying to get you not to reach out. You need to reach out, because if there's truly nothing you can do, they'll either not ever contact you or, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But absolutely let people know. It was such a good feeling knowing all these people loved us, cared enough about us. And I've heard other people say exactly what you said.
Yeah.
We didn't want to bother you. We didn't want to stop you from family time. The thing is, our families were exhausted from coming back and forth and fixing meals and making sure. So the people that jumped in, and you learn from these things.
Yeah.
It's not good or bad. It's not bad that some people didn't.
Yeah.
We're all learning.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done what some people have done for us.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Hearing you all describe some of the different ways people have loved and served, right? Not everybody's offering services.
No.
Not everybody's coming in your house.
Right.
Not everybody's just, sometimes the encouraging word is what's needed.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's a physical need. Sometimes it's a mental need. Sometimes it's a unacknowledged, unknown prayer offered up on your behalf.
And
right?
what I found is every time we actually needed something, if it was for mental, if it was for prayer, if it was something at the house, God made sure we had it at the right time.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah. Very well put.
Okay. Finally, well, I'm going to come back to that question. Like I said, you've transitioned, you're moving home now, right? You've moved home. Your updates aren't so frequent. The outpouring, the support, the engagement with social community, right? Like there's a lot of things that slow down. But as we've discussed, right, we spent a lot of time today talking about just the daily fight, the moment by moment fight. Like you guys are still in this. You're watching that clock on the wall. And for those in the social media world, those in the, hey, okay, he's through this, he's home now. I mean, the question I have is, in a world where life moves so fast, what would you want people to remember about those who are still quietly living through long recoveries and unseen struggles, right? Like, there's a group of people that will say, okay, they're through this. They're out of the hospital now. They're home. My life can go back to normal, but your life really isn't back to normal yet. And it won't be for months or years.
Yeah.
Right.
So just, help me process that too. Like how do we think through that? How do you see it?
So many people helped us, reached out to us at the very beginning. And you're right. It's just like normal. People back off.
Yeah.
It's not the top headline anymore,
Right.
if that's the right word.
Yeah, it kind of slows down.
It slows down. But the people that after, say, 2 months, the people that then begin to start reaching out, saying, I'm here, are the people that have gone through something like this before. A death of a spouse.
Interesting.
Or something else. Then those people were the ones we could count on after all of those people had kind of, I don't want to say died down, but after it wasn't such a big deal.
Sure.
And I don't want to say, I pray that people are still praying for him and I know they are. But yeah, you're right. It dies down. My social media has died down. I mean, we went from thousands and thousands and thousands, but I don't put stuff on as much anymore. There are other people hurting and I don't, sometimes I would feel guilty against Satan, because if somebody didn't want to read my post, they would just slide it on by.
Sure.
So I can put whatever out there.
Sure.
You don't have to read it. But I really feel like it has now put us into a different category because when somebody needs us, I probably won't be that, unless it's close family or something. I will probably now not be that one on you when I'll pray and fix you a meal or whatever.
Yeah.
But we will be there for when all of those people aren't there anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it happens. We're all different. It comes in droves. You will learn.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the people now that are helping us and talking to us and doing whatever are the ones that have gone through something like this. And one man even said, he goes, okay, now that everything's died down, I'm the one to contact.
Yeah.
Because he understands, he gets it.
Yeah. Okay. That's encouraging. I mean, that's, I think, a healthy approach and a healthy understanding there. Cause I think it could be interpreted as, okay, that's over. They've all forgotten about me. There's a lot of reasons probably that people feel or don't, do slow up like they do. But it is encouraging to hear that perspective. So thank you.
Those people that have helped us, sponsored us, whatever, loved on us, God forbid, may find themselves in a time when they need help, and we'll be there to offer encouraging words, how to get through something, as far just to keep up the fight. Because I feel like I'm rambling here. There was a time that, and sometimes it still bothers me, that people are about their own lives now. I see my buddies come up to me and they're walking and laughing and living their normal lives. And I so badly want to be able to walk and walk like they're walking. I can't. I would like to be able to have a normal foot, and I will probably end up having a prosthetic foot. And I got that on my mind, and I'd like to be like them. But then I realized this is where God has me. This is where He's going to use me. Because going through all this stuff we've talked about, maybe I could lend a hand to somebody that's dealing with suicidal thoughts or dealing with a suicide in a family. Maybe I can talk to someone that's dealing with an amputation later.
Or extreme pain.
So, that's what I'm after.
So I'll lead into my final question then. But on the heels of your comment, I have observed, we did some ministry work with the Ronald McDonald House. And for people who are taking a meal down there, and if you don't know what the RMH is, they are people who are living in housing because their family is being impacted in the hospital in a way that's very challenging, very similar to what you all are doing. And so they come over to the RMH and they get a meal and whatnot. And so when we were there, we'd never really done anything like that before. We'd never been in the hospital. We'd never had a major issue like that. And so we were there, and our service, air quote, our service ministry was, here's a meal. While you're here, you can have a hot meal and you can get back over and do whatever. But there were members of our group who had been in there, and it was like they had some like dog treat in their pocket. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, why are candy, I used it better. Why are all these people coming up and talking to them and they're not talking to me? Like, we're all here helping. And lo and behold, it's because they had been there. They knew what it was like. And there's a,
they knew how to connect.
Yeah. There's a connection there that I'll never have, or, Lord willing, I won't ever have in that way. But yeah, it did kind of uniquely prepare them. So the question is, when you think about the phrase on both of your shirts today,
Yep.
God has a reason for reason. What does that mean to each of you today?
I've told several people to just erase my name at the end and put their name. God has a reason for Chris. God has a reason for Jackie. God has a reason for whoever.
He got to tell one of our surgeons that we got close to. Kenny.
One of our what?
Our surgeons.
Yes.
You got to tell one of our surgeons that, and it really brightened his eyes. I mean, you could tell that meant something to him.
It was really cool because he was on one of my surgical teams, but he seemed to have this connection. He seemed to just really latch on to Jackie and I when he would come in the room. And of course, I would kid around with him. Jackie'd kid around with him, and he wanted one of these shirts. He finally came and said, "I'd like to have one of those shirts." And she said, "Okay, I'll get you one." We were able to give him one of these shirts, and his name was Kenny. I said, "Kenny, let me tell you, that says God has a reason for reason," and He does. But I said, take my name out of it and put Kenny there. I said, God has a reason for you, Kenny, and I want you to remember that. And he kind of got choked up, and he said, I really needed to hear that.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. And I think we keep in touch with him today, don't we? Yeah. So.
Yep. God has a reason for us all.
Every one of us.
Well, shall we leave it there? Is there anything else that you'd like to say?
I would. I would. You know, we've gone through some good times. You know, what we got to spend. What did we spend at the hospital? We spent
Father's Day. My mom's birthday.
Your mother's birthday.
4th of July.
4th of July.
I remember seeing a post on that.
I thought there was 4 of them.
There are.
Labor Day?
No, we went right after Labor Day.
Juneteenth?
There were 4 little.
Yeah.
There were 4 little deals we got to do, and the hospital was so gracious to let us bring.
Oh, our anniversary.
Oh yeah, our anniversary.
Yeah, that's a big one.
We spent our anniversary in the hospital.
How long have you been married?
Going on 30 years.
30 years. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Feels like 5 underwater.
Let's go.
I'm kidding. Just trying to be funny. It's been great. But the hospital through all those were so good to us. The camaraderie we made at the hospital was so fun. To the nurses we had, the doctors we had, we try to connect with everyone we come in contact with.
That's clear. That's obvious. You guys have done that today. Like I've felt like I've known you for years.
It's just really cool. It really is cool. We can try to connect to a group of 5-year-olds playing on the floor. We get down there and play with them. You can connect to a group of people in the nursing home that are 90 years old or so, and everything in between. We try to connect and just interact in their lives and take interest in what they're doing. And the people we got to meet at the hospital was just incredible. We learned about Dubai from one of our nurses. He was from the Philippines, but lived in Dubai now. And he was one of my night nurses. And he would stand and talk and tell us all about what goes on in Dubai and what technology they have over there and just how life is different. And it was incredible to learn from him. And we had nicknames for a lot of our nurses. And it was just incredible. And I would like to just thank everyone at Truman Medical Center and put in a plug for that place because I had top-notch care from from when I got there to when I left, it was top notch.
And they went above and beyond.
They did. Every one of our I told you about the little get-togethers we went through at the hospital. Mm-hmm. They were so kind. They let us bring, cooking stuff.
What, for our anniversary?
Yeah, we brought in
the crock pots
and stuff that you're not supposed to get through security because it might be some kind of bomb or something, But they let us do that to enjoy our anniversary, to enjoy your mom's birthday. We had 4th of July. We had homemade ice cream up in the room, and nurses and people were coming up to share ice cream with us. Yeah, and stand and talk for a little bit. And they say, "Well, I got to get back to my post or whatever." And so I would like to just, from the bottom of my heart, thank all those people. Yeah, and also my parents, Jackie's parents, who dropped everything to care for me. Mm-hmm. We got wonderful parents. Yeah, both of us do. And I just want to thank them because they're all going to listen to this one of these days.
Oh, sure.
I don't want them to know how much they're loved and how we appreciate their sacrifice because they gave up a lot to care for me, care for us, provide for us.
And our kids.
And our kids. We never once had to worry about where our kids were, or who's taking care of our kids. Mm-hmm. It was incredible.
That's a special blessing there.
I want to thank God for them and our church families. How special they are to us. So with that, I guess, unless you got something to add.
Nope, I think that's great.
It's been an honor. When you called and she told me, she said, I really didn't know you at the time. Yeah. Said, Chris Bollinger from Lawson. And she showed me a picture. I've seen him around at ball games and stuff. Yeah. Well, he does a podcast, and all that. And it was an honor for you to ask us to come up today and share with you our journey. Our journey's not over yet.
No, we've been asked to write a book. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can actually.
You can? Yeah. We are just not, we don't even read books.
Can I offer you another take on that?
Yeah.
You've written it.
Oh.
You've already written it. Just go all those Facebook posts. You've got a walking daily devotional right there. It's and
believe it or not, I keep a daily journal.
Yeah.
And I have for the last 20 some years.
Yeah.
And I write down everything I did each and every day.
Yeah.
Who came by, who we talked to, what the weather was.
That's amazing.
And I've got it all written down. I got stacks of spiral notebooks that go back.
Yeah. You need to write a book. Yeah.
So everybody's like, you guys ought to write a book.
Yeah.
I don't know how to write a book.
You don't need to now with AI.
I know.
I have no idea where to go.
Scan it all, drop it in, scan every one of those things, drop it into AI.
I don't know where to go to have a publisher or anything like that. I have no idea.
No, where there's a will, there's a way there. I mean, this like I said, this story is really special, and
we're going to pursue it.
I think you should. And a movie.
Maybe we could.
Keep going. Just keep going.
You could be our sound guy.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Broadway. Surely we could get music with this.
Yeah,
right?
There's what's that faith community that does those movies? Facing the Giants.
Oh yeah, like Kirk Cameron stuff.
Yeah, I haven't seen one that's kind of focused around personal injury. I've seen one around, what was the War Room,
and he hasn't done really suicide either.
Yeah, so there's a lot there.
Yeah,
but you know what? Yeah. You know what? Everybody has a story.
Yeah,
everybody has a story.
Yep. I'm so glad you said that. And Jackie, as you and I were chatting about how this whole podcast got started. That was the thing that that had me thinking about pursuing this. Right, just sitting here and listening to your story has been incredible. And but for big old microphone where multiple people can hear it at the same time, it's very difficult for those that you come encounter with to know the details that you've shared. And one of the best compliments that I get pretty regularly is, I've known that person for a long time and I didn't know that. I learned something new.
I have a feeling that will happen here.
Most definitely.
Because a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't know I like to color.
Yeah. I imagine you'll get a question or two about Monty as well.
Yes, right.
Yeah, Monty.
And it's funny how the name came.
Yeah.
When we went to a Christian counselor with his sister, evidently his mom and dad, right, drove a Monte Carlo. And he named this guy Monty, and that Christian counselor says it has to be probably from just your mind going back to that day.
Because he said you got that name. You connected him with something
happened
from
in that car.
That time period.
Yeah.
And all I can think, because we're like, well, we don't have relatives. We didn't have this. We didn't have that. Where are you getting Monty? And then
somebody said Monte Carlo, the car. And
I think it was my dad said, well, we had a Monte Carlo,
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I don't know.
What was real strange was I was at work one day and I got sent down to Norburn. At that time,
this is very recent.
Yeah, real recent. And I was at that time I was hauling grain.
Mm-hmm.
So they gave me my orders. And I got weighed in and all that stuff. They said, go down there and there'll be a guy down there waiting to load you, and he'll ask how you want your trailer loaded, and pull under the chute and he'll load you up. It's okay. So I go down there and this guy comes out from this office area there at the grain bins and jumps up on my running board of my truck. And he said, good morning. He was very joyful. He said, good morning. Said, my name's Monty. What's yours? And we laugh, but it sent me into a shock kind of.
Oh.
Because
the trust.
I'm like, first of all, you're in disguise because this isn't the Monty I know.
Yeah.
So, or is this a new version? Are we going to head into this again now? Are you real? And made it an awkward moment for him because all I could do was sit and just, he's got his hand out at me.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I ain't shaking your hand, man.
Gosh dang, I don't know. I really was.
I hear you. No, it's a nervous laughter right now.
And I slowly began to stick my hand out, but then I made eye contact with him.
Yeah.
I looked in his eyes.
Yeah.
And I knew just then, because I had seen the eyes of Monty.
Yeah.
And I made eye contact with this guy, and I knew exactly that it was not Monty.
Yeah.
And shook hands with him. We've been friends ever since.
That's good.
It was kind of weird.
That's
good. My name's Monty. What's yours? I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I quit.
My name is see you later.
Yeah, my name is bye-bye.
Right.
All right, we'll leave it there. Y'all, thank you again so much for your story, for your obviously spend 3.5 hours with somebody. You get to know them pretty well and everything. And I think it's been a real special treat. So
thank you.
For everybody, this has been the Son of the Law podcast. Have a great night.